2026 USLW National Final. Salmon Bay FC play host to the Vermont Green in the most anticipated game of the summer. We are so glad to be alongside you here for it. I'm Adam Race, Amy James Turner, former England international, 15-year pro player alongside me, welcoming you in to beautiful Inner Bay Stadium. Couldn't ask for a better evening for soccer. We welcome you in the booth here at Inner Bay Stadium. Amy, it's so good to have you here with us.
Thanks, Adam. It's great to be here. I can't wait to see how these two teams match up, and what a great occasion for women's football.
This is one of the biggest games the grassroots game has ever seen in the state of Washington, one of the biggest games that the grassroots game has seen in the country, and I couldn't think of a better venue for it. Inner Bay Stadium, 2,000 people here in attendance in a beautiful stadium between the hills, a stadium which has played host to some amazing soccer over the last few weeks, some dramatic soccer, two different penalty shootouts that these Salmon Bay FC Coho have had to make their way through. They won both of them, and they go up against the only remaining undefeated team in the league, the Vermont Green. In their inaugural season, Vermont have marched their way through the East. They defeat Asheville in the national semifinal, and they make it to the final hurdle in their first season of existence. Amy, it's really a testament to these two organizations, that Salmon Bay in their second ever season, Vermont in their first ever season, facing off in this final.
Yeah, I think it just shows how much both teams have bought into each side. Yeah, I know more about Salmon Bay, obviously, having trained with them and having been around their environment, and I can only speak, good things about the setup, the investment within the women's game, and just giving these players an opportunity to play, throughout the summer. I think it's fantastic, and I'm so glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, really the one term I would use to describe really both of these organizations, from the staff level all the way to the coaches and the players, it's buy-in. This means everything to these teams, to these organizations, to the 2,000 plus fans that are here on hand. This stadium has never seen an event like this, has never been packed like this before, and it is absolutely deserving of the occasion. Players to watch on both sides. Of course, the big name returning in attack for Salmon Bay, Ginny Lackey. 8 goals in the regular season, missed the first 3 postseason games of Salmon Bay's run up to this point. She is a very welcome re-addition to the squad.
Yeah, for sure, and that'll give Salmon Bay a lot of confidence going into this game. Jenny is a player that is a good physical presence. We know she's a goal scorer. Give her the ball and she'll create something. And I think that's a great addition to bring back for this final. And yeah, I think the centre-backs and the back four of Vermont will be very, very concerned about her.
It is a defense in Vermont which has been spotless in the postseason as the Greens salute their traveling fans. These are two of the best fan bases in the country as well, between Vermont and Salmon Bay, showing it here. A strong traveling section going all the way across the country here to the Pacific Northwest to see their team play in a final. But this defense for the Vermont Green, they have not conceded a goal in the postseason, and they've had to play some great offenses on the way there. They had to go against Long Island Rough Riders in the first round of the playoffs. That's the highest scoring team in the league during the regular season, about 5 goals per game. They blanked them. Did the same thing against Eagle FC, who were scoring almost 5 goals a game during the regular season. It's been an excellent defensive setup for Vermont. On the attacking side, Emily Mara has been the hero. She has scored 3 of the Greens' 6 goals this postseason. She had a brace in the first round and the winner in the semifinal against Asheville. Emily Mara catching fire, doubling her goal-scoring total in the postseason. It helps a lot to have a player really coming in on fire like that.
Yeah, I mean, that record speaks for itself. She's peaking at the right time, and I'm sure she'll be up for this game as well, and wanting to add to that tally.
Mara Hussein in the center circle. Mara jogs beyond her. Hussein's got a brace in these playoffs, leading the line as the center forward, one of the leaders of this team. You don't want to be anywhere else right now but watching this match. 90 minutes or more to determine a national champion. We are underway at Inner Bay Stadium. Salmon Bay in the pink jerseys attacking from right to left on your screen. The Vermont Green in their signature green kits going from right to left. Adam Race, Amy James Turner, thank you so much for joining us as Maya Loud is hounded early on. The press coming in from Liv Grenda. And they're able to break it here. The first touches of the return of Ginny Lackey. feeds it down the wing. Infield now skips beyond one of the center backs, but that's Emma Warren stepping in, the Vermont University senior, to clean things up. 4 straight shutouts for this Vermont Green team. It has now been 430 consecutive shutout minutes, going back to the last game of the regular season. Salmon Bay, an excellent offense, regaining one of their best offensive tools in Ginny Lackey. It's been next player up for Salmon Bay in this postseason. We've seen Samia Shell come into her own. She had an excellent Western Conference final, a goal and an assist in that match. Ui Kaihui, a clutch penalty in the semifinals in the 90th minute to topple perfect Minnesota, who had only conceded 4 goals all season, ending up being in a shootout that game. Now, how much does it really help Salmon Bay, the fact that they've gone the long haul, not once but twice, 2 penalty shootouts so far in the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're hoping for a 90-minute game today. But yeah, they've proven they can take the game to 120 minutes and go on and win on penalties, and I think that speaks a lot for their mentality, knowing that they're confident on pens and that they can come from behind as well. They've shown good character to continue with those games in the playoffs.
They have had to come from behind in 2 of their biggest games this season, including that national semifinal game. But trailing at home is something they just have not done all too often. As Elena Milam, distribution's going to go straight to Sophie Reel. Reel, a dangerous, tricky player out on the wing, shows off that trickery. She tries to split 2 defenders, but Samia Shell steps back and picks her pocket. Can't connect with Ui Kaihui. Rolls all the way through. Forney. Cheer from the crowd as the whistle will go in favor of Salmon Bay as Shell was clattered into. Alicia Barker on long free kick duty. As per usual for the Coho. She'll roll it short to Juju Barker. Now with Samia Shell. Can't find her way through. Salmon Bay are going to want to control possession in this game. The more they have the ball, the more head coach Malia Arendt will be pleased. Inside to Heinz, another returner. The top for Ui Kaihui. Tried to swing it all the way to Ginny Lackey, was but denied. Mara finds the run of Reel. And the outside run is on from Tess Barrett. 3 pink shirts trying to get to her as Mara clatters into Alicia Barker. Barker wins the 50-50 and rolls it back for Samia Shell. Alicia Barker, one of those players that you can watch her for a full season, you just won't see her make a mistake. As reliable as they come at center back, and a leader for this club, a former Philippines international, played all 3 matches of the 2023 World Cup for the Philippines, including a historic win over New Zealand. She has played at the highest level, and she's brought that quality to Interbay Stadium in 2025 and 2026. Once again, steps in front of Mara, puts it out for a throw. There's ex-pro experience on both sides of the ball. At times it's what has set apart these squads. Vermont have not had to go to extra time a single time in their inaugural season. They've got every game done in 90 minutes. What you can say, though, about the Vermont Green in their regular season, they win their division, but they do pick up 3 draws along the way, all of them coming on the road. 2 wins, 3 draws, no losses in their road matches this season is something to look out for. Of course, one of the best home field advantages in the country. Can they bring that to the Pacific Northwest? Heinsohn feels a tug, goes down, gets the whistle. Both of these clubs were able to have that home field advantage in their runs up to this point. Virtue Field and Interbay Stadium have been 2 of the most impenetrable fortresses in USLW. Salmon Bay, bit of an advantage here to be able to host the final. Heavy touch by Kaihui. Green the recipients. Cutting run down the right side, now brought in field. Heinsohn all the way back from the midfield, but you can't keep it for long. To the outside, shot might be on for the Green, rolled into the midst of Elena Milam. Wasn't strongly hit by Sophie Reel. First action for either of the netminders. Elena Milam calmly collects that one. Always good for a goalkeeper to feel the ball hit the mitts in the first 5-10 minutes or so, get warmed up in game situations.
Yeah, that'll definitely give her a lot of confidence as we see out the opening minutes of this game.
Heinsohn with the takeaway. Tried the through ball to Kai Hui, but overcooked it. Brenda, dispossessed by Maya Loud, the University of Washington Husky. Lackey can't get it back to Loud. Ginny Lackey, back-to-back seasons as the Northwest Division's leading scorer. 8 goals this year for Salmon Bay, single-season club record. The all-time goal-scoring leader for this club is Samia Shell. She's got 10 over her 2 seasons, as well as 8 assists. She's just done everything on the attack for Salmon Bay. She's isolated right now on the right. Emma Warren would be matched up with her if Salmon Bay looked for a switch. Look at that lovely little bit of play from Uli Kai Hui. Dances her way through a challenge. Hussein trying to play it through to Lackey. Lackey can't bring it under her spell. Mara hounded by Anna Menti. And it's a foot race the other way. Mara's got some afterburners, but Alicia Barker first to it. Some fast, dynamic attackers on the Vermont Green. They're comfortable going direct. It's something that these center backs are definitely going to have to look out for Salmon Bay.
Yeah, and what I like about Alicia Barker in this opening 10 minutes, 5 minutes or so, is that she's read the play very well. She's covered Anna Menti on that occasion, but she's also covered the fullback. She seems to be the one that's reading the play in behind, and she's got it right so far.
She takes up so much space back there, and if you make even a slight positional error, she seems to always be there to cover it up. Samia Shell, here's a play that the Vermont Green don't want out and running. Tried to go outside to Heinsohn, and it was easily covered up by the Green. 1-2 pass won't work out for Vermont. Both of these teams have had trouble scoring in the first 30 minutes of matches in the postseason. It's been late scoring that's benefited both of them. It's been more scoring for the Green. 3 goals in the first round, 2 in the second, 1 in the semifinal round. Vast majority of the postseason scoring for Salmon Bay coming in that Western Conference final, 3-0 over Capo FC. It's been the lone game that they've taken without much stress. It has been an extremely stressful postseason. I can say right now, as someone who's been here for all of those games, the heartbeat has been raised. It has, at times, not been fun, but the results have gone the way of the Coho. Kai Hui. Hear the chants of the Vermont Green fans. Foul will be called against Jordan Coran.
Yeah, there seems to be a real battle in midfield at the moment. A few fouls given away for both sides, but you can tell both teams are very much up for this game.
You expect that little bit of physicality, of course, in a game like this. Loud, a little pressure from behind. It's enough to put off the attacker, Liv Brenda. And Anna Menti recovers. How about that for some strength from Ginny Lackey, but can't keep it under control. Menti got a foot in, was covered by Maya Loud. In the center now for Tess Barrett. Barrett has a look up at net, deflected roller. It's controlled at the feet. Calm as you like by Elena Milam.
Yeah, and Milam won't mind those shots from outside the box there. They're not too dangerous at the minute. So if we can limit opportunities in and around the box.
Salmon Bay would like to have a little more possession in the attacking third than they've seen in these first 9 minutes, but midfield's been completely clogged up by the Vermont Green. They're going to go direct over the top. Heinsohn, that ball just curling inside, made it easy to deal with for Elliot Forney. First touch of the game for Olivia Shippey, the netminder, and the captain. Shippey, the Boston College senior. A lot of Boston College representatives on the Vermont Green. Shippey, the veteran among them, coming off her first full-time year as the Boston College starter. She's been excellent for the Green, especially over these last 4 games where they have kept 4 consecutive shutouts. Here's a chance for Ginny Lackey to get out and running. It's a race between her and Chloe Gorman. Gorman puts it out of play. Gorman, the ex-pro, has played in Portugal, Denmark, Vietnam. She is the experience of this Vermont Green back line. Kai Hui goes down, won't get a whistle. I'll be surprised to see many whistles be called for things like that in a final. Referee's going to be tempted to let them play a little more. See that once again, as that's just going to be adjudicated as a Salmon Bay throw. Barker surveys her options. Kai Hui's on the back shoulder of the last defender. He was rolled aimlessly in the end through. Didn't find Amira Hussein. Returned right to Alicia Barker. Bit of ping pong being played. And Sihui Kaihui is very willing right now to move up to that front line out of attacking midfield, get involved alongside Juju Barker and Amira Hussein. That's a lovely ball over the top for Kaihui. Bridget Kennedy on the cover to put out for a throw. Kaihui, a player that Salmon Bay want the ball at her feet in the attacking third. She's that midfield maestro. She sees so much of the field, can create and score on her own. Goal kick to come. Samia Shell couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, you can see Salmon Bay already trying to disrupt the back line of Vermont Green. You know, they have wide players coming inside and then midfielders making that corner flag run there just to disrupt the back line.
2 shots already for the Vermont Green. None so far for Salmon Bay. Both these teams are averaging double-digit shots a game and just over 5 shots on net per game. As far as conversion rate goes, Vermont has been a little bit better. You would hope as Salmon Bay that the conversion rate is going to take a tick up because of the player on the ball right now, Ginny Lackey, one of the most clinical finishers in the nation. Kaihui through for Ginny Lackey. Is this the opening moment? What a reaction by Olivia Shippey. Needed to be perfect, and it was.
Yeah, she was quick off the line there, Shippey. She read that well. She saw the through ball. Ginny was almost onto the end of it, but the goalkeeper closed that down very well.
Lackey, the tallest player out there in attack, but moves very quick. Shippey, no time to hesitate there, and she knew it. Got out and claimed it comfortably in front of Lackey. Line-splitting pass was intended for Amira Hussein, but stepping in front is Bridget Kennedy, the University of Vermont Catamount. Launched long, aerial duel won by Coran, but not to a friendly jersey. Expect Vermont to go direct when possible. More often for Salmon Bay, they want to build out of the back with short passes. Vermont will go direct from the goalkeeper all the way to midfield and put balls over the top for players like Reel and Mara to chase. Just like this, Reel's going to get to it. It's one-on-one with Alicia Barker at the moment. Chips it over Alicia Barker. Reel has a shot and it's blocked. The covering run was Anna Menti. They whistled back the other way for a free kick regardless. A second ago, you were singing the praises of Alicia Barker on the covering run, but how about Anna Menti getting back and getting the shot blocked?
Yeah, she read that well. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication between the right back and the right side centre back there. I think they both left it, and then the number 4 of Vermont Green was able to capitalise, but well covered in the end by the left side centre back.
A foul coming as Barker looked to clear it away. Right on cue, Salmon Bay will play it short to Barker. Look at the press up by Mara. A little too much of a press on that occasion. Mara will argue that she got ball. Protecting the center backs, the head referee.
Yeah, the centre backs need to be aware of that. Mara looks like she's a very willing runner. She presses at high intensity, and yeah, she doesn't give up. So the centre backs can't afford to take too many touches on the ball there.
It's 2 defenses where you would not expect them to make a big mistake. Direct ball over the top by Alicia Barker. It was a big mistake that put Minnesota Aurora in the lead for the majority of the semifinal a week ago here at Interbay Stadium. Anna Menti handling a ball that she thought was dead and out of play, but was in play. Picked it up to put it on the 6 for a goal kick and ended up having a penalty called against her. Put the redemption story of redemption stories after a equalizer in the 90th by Ui Kaihui. Anna Menti buries the game-winning penalty kick in the shootout. Spare her own blushes from the mistake in the first half. Shell. Coran returning for Samia Shell. That gets the crowd on their feet. Lackey's the runner on the far post, as is Amira Hussein. Looping one over everything is Samia Shell. There's been a few stories this season for Salmon Bay that seems like they've just been rehearsed. They've been written down. Anna Menti redemption story. The super sub Morgan Monalili in her first year being able to convert a game-winning penalty in the first round of the playoffs. Elena Milam in the most recent shootout, missing her own penalty, turning right around and saving the next one. It's been some unique storylines as quick break and play as Emily Mara needs to go retrieve her shin guard. The hazards of being that willing runner, that high pressing forward. They'll lose some gear at a point.
Yeah, I've heard of running your socks off, but not running your shin guards off.
Through the legs from Juju Barker. Samia Shell on the other end. Green turf ahead of her. Can't beat Emma Warren. Came in from behind and took it out of the feet of Samia Shell. Not an easy thing to do. University of Washington standout as sliding in is Maya Heinsohn. A return from Menti to Heinsohn. They'll go 1-2. One notable missing piece of this 11 for Salmon Bay is Rachel Wright, who's played that defensive midfield role just about all season, almost every minute of this season. You can see that Karan is in that spot in her place, and Heinsohn will drop deep when necessary as well. Heinsohn has applied her trade on the right wing in the absence of Samia Shell, but other than that, Salmon Bay at full strength, and they absolutely want the creativity of Shell on the right. The wingers on both sides, so fun to watch. You look at Mara and Reel for the Vermont Green, Lackey and Shell. I mean, this is blockbuster stuff. Great defenses trying to shut them down. Loud on the return for Karan. Got it back for Maya Loud. Here's Jenny Lackey. It's been a promising few minutes for Salmon Bay after giving up those two early shots. Haven't been able to truly test Olivia Shippey just yet. They do force a ball out of play and a Salmon Bay throw. Kaiui, the Seattle University Red Hawk. Trying to get space on the end line for a cross. Was in a dogfight with Chloe Gorman and earns the corner kick. Salmon Bay lead the nation in corner kicks. They're averaging 6 per game. They're almost at the century mark for the season, and they've got a few different looks they can go to. They've scored an Olympico this year. They scored at the back post. They can look for Anna Menti, the back post, an excellent aerial presence. They can also whip it right on top of the goal line or go for a short corner. At the moment, Ui Kaihui is the only player at the corner flag, 2 arms in the air. Aims it at the front post, flicked across net and all the way through. I believe Amira Hussein got a piece of it, but couldn't knot it on frame.
Yeah, that was a great corner straight on top of the 6. You could see Vermont in a almost 3 players zonal on that 6-yard box with the keeper coming out, so very compact and tight in there. But yeah, Samara does well to get on the second ball.
Yeah, it's so many different ways that Salmon Bay can hurt you on those corner kicks. It doesn't help that they get so many of them. It's due to that great wing play, Shell and Lackey off the face of Heinsohn on that occasion. Second ball is going to fall for the Coho. Shell, room for Amira Hussein. Lackey at the far post. Hussein takes it herself. First save for Olivia Shippey. Hussein goes down with some contact. It's going to draw some attention from the referee just checking in on the captain, Amira Hussein. Looks to be in some real pain. Looks like she struck the leg of the defender as she shot the ball. You can see immediately the reaction from some of the other players for Salmon Bay are those of worry. Looks like she steps down and comes down awkwardly after the shot. Hussein, a breakout offensive season. Did not score in the debut season of this club. But in year 2, she's got 7 goals and an assist. She scored 2 braces here at home. There's certainly going to be a lot of players on the Salmon Bay roster, coaching staff, and fans that will desperately want her to stay in this game. She is back up on her feet, walking under her own power. Her first stoppage of play. Amy, what do you make of it so far?
Yeah, I think it's been well balanced. You can see Salmon Bay sort of finding their feet a little bit more now. They look a little bit more threatening going forward. But the longer it stays at 0-0, I think that suits the Vermont Green team a little bit more because they know they have that counter-attacking football. They can play direct. And I think as long as they can stay in the game, they always have that threat going forward. So yeah, evenly balanced, I would say. But yeah, Salmon Bay starting to come into their own a little bit now, making things tick.
And Salmon Sisters, of course, would love to get the opener here. They have struggled, as I've said, in some of these playoff games with getting off to a quick start. The lone exception is that game against Capo, where they took a lead relatively early and extended the lead throughout the match. Aside from that, their only goal in regulation was a 91st minute Ui Kahui penalty kick. They have struck the woodwork a handful of times. They've been denied from some excellent goalkeeping and defending. When this offense is going for Salmon Bay, it's one of the best in the country. Top 10 in goals scored throughout the regular season. They've got 40 up to this point through 15 games. Vermont, on the other hand, 34 goals. That's 10th in USLW. Vermont playing 2 less games than Salmon Bay, a shortened regular season of only 10 matches in the Northeast Division. Real. Gonna get a return ball. Step for step with Juju Barker. Real with her back to net. Has the release valve of Emma Warren. Warren puts in early cross from the top. Menti didn't catch it too cleanly, but did enough to get it out of the defensive third, at least for the moment. Green able to set up and get some end-to-end attacking possession, but not on the pace of Maya Loud, who takes it and runs ahead. Karan trying to find some empty space on the other side of the field, but instead roll back for Alicia Barker. Barker has played almost every minute, not just of this season, but of his club's history. She starts the movement that now gets to Maya Heinsohn. The return from Samia Shell. 2 pink shirts in the box. Heinsohn, a little worm-killing ball, skidding across the grass that was intercepted at the first defender. The green right in front of their home fans. One of the best traveling fans in the nation, some of the best fans, period, in the nation that hail from Virtue Field in Burlington. It's been so impressive what this club's done on both the men's and women's side. Of course, winning the USL 2 championship last year against the men's side of this Salmon Bay organization in Ballard FC. Whistle will go against the Coho.
She's done very well, Mara, there. She was surrounded by 3 Salmon Bay players and manages to come away with a free kick, so clever play from her.
It's one of those underrated skills, the ability when you're under pressure, not necessarily to skip out unscathed, but to at least maintain possession, get a set piece from your team. Players on both sides who are very well versed in that skill. There's the direct ball, and there's the response from Karan. Karan just a few months removed from international duty with the Philippines. Played 90 minutes versus the Japanese national team, as well as an appearance against Uzbekistan, a game that ended up clinching a World Cup spot for the Philippines in back-to-back iterations of the tournament, as the safe play is made on that occasion just to put it out for a throw-in. You just see how packed this stadium is. Over 2,000 tickets sold, beyond a sellout at Interbay. This is something the stadium's just never seen. Can't get in the building right now, can't get on the block. Look at that defensive work from Maya Loud. Battling tooth and nail. This is a nice little run of possession, though, for the Vermont Green. Salmon Bay always want to control possession. At the moment, it is the Green in control. And the lines press up for Salmon Bay. Trying to restrict the space. Vermont cleverly work their way through. Menti eventually takes it away. Clever bit of dribbling, but no one at the end of it. Menti the switch for Samia Shell. Lackey calling for it. Shell right over the middle for Amira Hussein. Too much purchase on it. Easy pickings for Olivia Shippey. At times, it looks like Salmon Bay are the more willing team to go direct over the top, and it's looked inviting on a couple of occasions. Saying not the paciest of center forwards. There's Sophie Reel out on a run. Kai Hui gets in and takes it away. Kai Hui can't see a way forward. We'll roll it through. Juju Barker. Samia Shell right on the end of the back line. Shell isolated against Emma Warren. Beats her for pace for the left foot. Curling it infield over the top of Amira Hussein. That's what you have to watch for with Samia Shell, her signature move. on the right wing, cut to the left. She can shoot to that far corner or put service in for Amira Hussein. It was the latter that she attempted on that occasion, and just too much air underneath it.
I think you can see Ginny Lackey there in acres of space on the edge of the 18, and I think maybe would that have been a better option rather than trying to find the more difficult pass, just laying it across the 18-yard box, and I think Ginny would have a great chance on target there.
Ginny's proven her ability to score at the top of the 18. She scored the goal that clinched the Northwest Division from that distance against Snohomish on the final match day of the regular season. Start a run of incredible matches here at Inter Bay for Salmon Bay. Coho had their work cut out for them at the tail end of the regular season. Last 4 matches, 3 of those games against the other 2 main contenders in the division, against West Seattle and Snohomish, 2 teams that, in my opinion, if they had won the Northwest Division, they could very well be in this final. It is a quality division in the Northwest. Excellent talent throughout Washington and Oregon. Barker, straight through, well corralled. The Green also having to win their last game of the regular season to clinch that inaugural division championship. Doing so against New England, a score of 3-0. Doing so at home as well. Foul near the midfield stripe.
Yeah, they didn't create anything, Vermont Green, from their last free kick from this space, so I think they'll be hoping for, an opportunity on frame. It's a better ball.
It's a clip ball in a really good spot. Milam, awkward, she had to pull it off the line. A little hand of apology from Elena Milam. She misjudged the bounce and made up for it. That's just pure reaction goalkeeping to keep it at 0-0.
Yeah, it's a good save in the end, but that's what happens when you put balls into the box. They can bounce anywhere, you can lose sight of it, and especially when Vermont have runners putting pressure on the goalkeeper there. Anything can happen.
Now a corner kick for the Vermont Green. Trying to get it set here as the runners are at the top of the box for Vermont. Not crowding the line like we saw for Salmon Bay. Still trying to get the corner flag settled here with the high capacity. There's not much room to get a run-up for the corner kick. Here comes the delivery. It's the top of the 6-yard box, and as per usual, Anna Menti is the first player there. Shot at the end of it is not troubling Milo.
Yeah, not only is that a great header to clear the space, but they also closed down the second ball well, so it prevented the shot from outside of the box.
29 minutes in. Nothing to separate these 2 squads on the scoreline or really in the run of play. No clear advantage either direction. It's exactly what you'd expect in a game like this with the quality on the pitch, all 22. No weak spots in either pink jerseys or green jerseys. I think the throw is Emma Warren. Catamount receives on the return. Attempted the back heel roll and Heinsohn was all over it. Emma Warren, the defender who has a clutch goal in her back pocket, scored in the conference finals for Vermont in 2025 against Maine. It's been a great couple of years for the state of Vermont in soccer, especially at the collegiate grassroots level. Heinsohn tried to drive the diagonal ball to Ginny Lackey. It works out, though, as they're going to look for Kai Hui and won't find them. Responding direct ball taken out by Anna Menti. Kai Hui. Couple options for her. She opts for Ginny Lackey and in front of her a couple of steps.
It's the right idea, though. I think the last few chances they've tried to penetrate centrally, and that's a really difficult pass to get right. You have to get the weight of the pass spot on. I think the space is Ginny staying wide, and that's a much easier pass on the diagonal. You can afford to put a little bit more pace on it.
Both coaches up at the edge of their technical areas, moving the pieces around. This one's really working out to be a true chess match. Tacticians in the audience will enjoy a game like this. 30 minutes in. And once again, the Green are setting up a long, direct free kick. It's time from their own half. Menti, another headed clearance out. Down to the outside, return for Isabel Smith. Smith for Mara. Mara, the hero of the semifinal. It was a slaloming run. They got her that lone goal, and Alicia Barker will not allow a slaloming run right there. Goes shoulder to shoulder, a little bit of bully ball, and that's the goal kick. We often talk about a forward wearing out a defensive line. Alicia Barker is the kind of center back who can wear out a forward over time.
Yeah, well, she's getting tight to the forward every time she gets on the ball. She's giving her no space. She's not letting her turn. She's letting her know she's there.
Barker has opted very often for the direct ball to Samia Shell, and this time Shell will fall on the seconds. Fakes the cross and tries to cut onto her left foot. Does get it curled into Ginny Lackey, flashing wide to the far post. First shot attempt for Ginny Lackey gets a round of applause from the Salmon Bay faithful. They love to see her back on the field. Wasn't too far off. That's the connection that Vermont are going to be looking to disconnect, is Shell on the outside to Lackey in the box.
Yeah, you can see Shell favours that left foot, doesn't she? She goes to the line and then cuts it back to find space for the cross, but Ginny Lackey does very well there to get in front of a defender, and I think we were actually 2v2 on the back post. So yeah, great play, and the chances are coming. It's getting closer.
Throw in Salmon Bay in front of one of their two main supporter sections. The bridge keepers on the grandstand side, the bush keepers up in the bushes. It's a full bush keeper section today. The Ultras fan group of Ballard FC and Salmon Bay FC. Bring some pyrotechnics, some smoke before the game. I'm sure we'll see more pyrotechnics and smoke if Salmon Bay score or if they win this game. It's not the first USL final that's been hosted in the Pacific Northwest. Of course, Ballard FC winning in their second season of existence, the USL 2 final 2023 against Lionsbridge. That game, however, happening in Tukwila at Starfire Stadium. This is the first final at Interbay, and what an occasion it is. Looking back in for real. Maya Loud, shoulder to shoulder. Not enough to put it out for a corner.
Yeah, she had to be strong there, the left back. The number 8 had made a very clever movement to get on the end of that ball, and yeah, shows great strength. Unfortunately, we concede a corner, but it's very well defended in the end.
Not a player you want to get that touch in the box, so it's the correct play by Maya Loud in a pinch. Born to the top of the 6. Might fall in a dangerous spot. It's on net. Menti heads it away, but not all the way out of the area. Mara. Samia Shell right on her back. Mara goes down and will receive the free kick. Shell disagrees, but it's too much contact in behind. And these can be tricky to defend, these free kicks from near the corner flag. You often have to commit a couple players forward for the wall. Changes your matchups in the middle.
Yeah, Mara's won a few free kicks for her team now, and you start to think, I wonder whether the ref's going to start pulling a yellow card out just to prevent that happening.
Two-player wall. Shell and Lackey. Milam ready for a possible chance on net, but of course ready to commit to the middle and claim one. Green make their runs. It is a curler right on top of Milam, flashing across goal. It was last off of Vermont. It's a goal kick. Another really good delivery.
Yeah, into a very dangerous area there, because the keeper doesn't know if she can come. I think she ends up staying, and yeah, it only needed a small touch, and I think
it's a term I've used throughout the season, that corridor of uncertainty between the back line and the goalkeeper just makes Milam think for an extra half second, and that extra half second can be the difference between a claim and a free header on net. Milam not punished on that occasion. Warren. All the way back. Thorny. Right side for Gorman. The ball was clipped as it went through. The feet of Loud only for a moment. It stays with Vermont right in front of the technical areas of The two coaches. Tifo up in the trees and on the bridgekeeper side today at Interbay Stadium. Menti. A little chest control down by the pro player, Chloe Gorman. Once again, the physicality picks up. Quick throw in by Vermont. Anna Menti isolated against Mara. And somehow that one was kept in touch. Hussein just wants to hit the eject button. Salmon Bay playing too much close to their own net at the moment. Not comfortable with how things have gone over the last 5 or so minutes. 10 minutes left in the half. Skips over the head of Kaihui. Mara. She have yet another playoff goal left in her. Already 3 in this postseason. She's been the hero for Vermont. He had 2 against Long Island Rough Riders, who are one of the scariest matchups in the league, the highest scoring team in the league. This Vermont team kept them to 0 through 90 minutes, a dominating 3-0 win. Down the right side. Real. No green shirts in weight. Menti, no nonsense. Now towards the Bush keepers who appreciate the souvenir. It looks like there's a little blood on the arm of Louisa Thompson. She will receive some treatment, and players will have a moment to stop up. The referee's waving play on. It's like a pit stop right here. Just get the bandage on as quick as possible. That's impressive work by the medical staff. A moment to shine.
Record time.
Get a big round of applause from the bench.
Oh, she's gone off now anyway.
She got treated by the trainer, so at least momentarily she'll have to leave play. It's a shame. It was a very good job by the medical staff. Doesn't get rewarded with a full 11 on the field. Looks like Vermont are going to go to the corner flag just to get back to 11 players. Mara can't keep it. That's what we were saying in pregame. It's all parts of these organizations that get them to this point. The training staff, the coaches, the organizers and staff. Lackey chipped it right to the feet of Sophie Reel. Reel over the top for Mara. It's a race to the end line. She won it. Milan got a fingertip. It's a clattering together at the far post. The offside flag is up regardless.
Yeah, I think the back line of Salmon Bay there are happy to see that flag go up because, yeah, they seemed a little bit square on, stuck on their heels a little bit, didn't react to that through ball. But, yeah, Vermont Green coming into the game in these last stages of the first half.
And they have looked the more dangerous team.
It's close as well.
Yeah.
It's very close on the replay.
And perhaps could have been a shout for a penalty at the far post as 2 Salmon Bay players collided with the Vermont Green attacker. So certainly a call that Salmon Bay are happy to see. Barker can't find a friendly jersey in the midfield. A little nerves right now from Salmon Bay. Trouble holding up possession. They've been very often to go long. It's not necessarily their identity. You have to play to your identity in the biggest match of the season. Stick to what got you here. The Green are doing well in the last stage of this match. Barrett chipping it through. In! Offsides! The flag denies Vermont Green the opener in the national final. Mara ended up putting it straight at Milam, who dove out of the way of it, but just a little bit late on the run. It's awful close.
It's very close. It's very close. I thought she timed her run spot on there, but obviously the Lions person has a better view than us. But Salmon Bay with another let-off there, and that came from their goal kick. They gave away possession from the goal kick, trying to build out from the back. And Vermont, to be fair, played some excellent football through the midfield to create the opportunity on goal.
You just can't give this team that many free opportunities. They will punish you. They very nearly punished the Coho in back-to-back minutes.
And even though their style is very direct, they can also they're comfortable playing into midfield and finding those closer connections. And maybe Salmon Bay didn't expect that coming into this game.
Real. Go with a touch around as after that offside goal went in, you immediately saw the entire bench get up and get moving for Salmon Bay. I would expect to see some halftime changes from Malia Aaron. She's not pleased with what she's seeing at the moment. Barker against Mara. It's just perfectly done by Alicia Barker.
Yeah, I think they've dealt with that ball very well. Where they've struggled is those intricate passes centrally, haven't they? The centre backs of Salmon Bay have found themselves quite spread, and the striker of Vermont Green has found that space in between to exploit.
Mara has definitely exploited the space, as we saw on that offsides goal. It's just a ball right up the middle, and she had a couple of yards either side of her, free to roam. Can't get too stretched out on the back line. Menti. Lackey. She's got Heinsohn on her right. Lackey trying to take it herself. 3 green shirts around her, nowhere to go with it. Needed the support runners, couldn't find them in time. Barker just trying to push possession of midfield. Juju Barker. Lovely little cut back, and this is what Salmon Bay want to settle back into. It's been 10-15 minutes since we've seen this from Salmon Bay. And it's given right away. Menti can't switch cleanly to Heinsohn. Juju Barker trying to make up for it, as is Heinsohn. It will come out for Maya. Hussein for Juju Barker. Lackey lurking at the top of the 6. Walked away by Emma Warren. Free thrower. Make that a throw in right by the corner flag. Dying embers the first half. 3 minutes stoppage time left to play. If Salmon Bay can grab one right now, it would be against the run of play, which is something we just haven't said all that often this year at Interbay Stadium. Lackey, big imposing force on the hold-up play, and the driving dribble. Nowhere to go with it. Here does come that smothering press from the Coho. Whistle bails out Vermont. Green fans like it. Salmon Bay fans do not.
Yeah, the fans aren't happy with that decision, but I think it's the right call. It's always hard playing with a defender behind you. Yeah, she's tripped to there.
I have to agree with you, Amy. That is a little bit of a shove in the back there.
It's a foul.
The body control right there by Real to get around Maya Loud and force the covering run. You see almost some frustration right now from Anna Menti. The Loud wasn't able to cover that herself.
I think she was asking for a free kick there. I think she felt like the Vermont Green player sort of took her out after the ball had been played.
Straight down the middle to Mara. She stayed keen to get on the ball, keen to get a goal. It's exactly what you'd expect from a player with 6 goals on the season, half of them coming in the last 3. The goal she scored in the semifinal against Asheville, that was a beautiful individual run and finish into the upper 90. It needed to be beautiful against one of the best defenses in the nation in Asheville, which only gave up a handful of goals this season. Lackey. 44 minutes and change gone in the first half. In from behind is Amira Hussein, and referee will blow the whistle.
Yeah, I think Lackey's showing a little bit of frustration there, but as soon as she gets the ball, she's surrounded. She has 2-3 players surrounding her, and she's finding it really difficult to create anything in those spaces.
2026 USLW League final presented by Venture HR. Venture HR business just got easier. Learn more at venturehr.com. It's been a dogfight through 45 minutes.
Yeah, you can see Vermont Green have done their homework on this team. They're definitely surrounding Salmon Bay's, threats, and they're doing it very well.
Setting up another long free kick. Elliot Forney over the top of Lackey into a good position. Menti won the first away. Samia Shell gets it clear. Look at the chasing run Anamenti in again, and she feels that. And it's a yellow card, the first booking of this match, and no argument at all. It will go against Chloe Gorman, the team leader in outfield minutes. Gorman knew what she did, jogged off as she received the yellow card.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a late challenge there. I don't think there's any malice in it. She's got her eyes on the ball, but yeah, very late.
Straight through. Heinsohn. Lackey on the return to Maya Heinsohn. Is that going to spin for a corner or a throw? It will be a throw-in. Still no indication on stoppage time allotted in the first half. Green trying to work their way out of a tough situation on their own end line. Can't do it. Heinsohn, dangerous ball, far post. Samia Shell can only chase the other end of the box. It is 3 minutes of additional time. We're through 2 of those already. Salmon Bay clipping it through for Ginny Lackey. Oh, foot race with Shippey, and Shippey easily in on the chest.
And that's the sight you don't want to see. Ginny Lackey looking a little bit like she's pulled something there. You can see her looking a little bit tentative.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Coming off of 2 weeks without playing, fitness maybe not at 100%. That's a player that Salmon Bay desperately want out there for as long as she can go. The correction, that yellow card against Vermont was Emma Warren, not Chloe Gorman. The number 2 in the Vermont Catamount senior. The foul against her opposite, number 2, Anamenti. Heinsohn. Look at the individual run by Heinsohn, ahead for a throw. Might be the last attack of this first half, as we're almost through the 3 minutes of stoppage time. Juju Barker straight down to Maya Heinsohn. The return to Juju. 3 pink shirts in the box. Barker wins the corner kick. One more chance to make a statement in the first half. They're going to call the first half right at 48 with the corner not to be taken. The fans not happy, the Salmon Bay players not happy, but that is the 3 minutes up, and that is the first half up. Chances on both ends. Vermont looking good through 45 on the road. Salmon Bay trying to regain control of this match. We'll have the halftime show and return to you for second half kickoff right in a minute here from the Pacific Northwest. Back in here at Interbay Stadium, it is 2 goose eggs up on the board through 45 minutes in the 2026 USLW Championship game. Salmon Bay and Vermont Green doing battle in that first half. Not much to split the two teams. I'm Adam Race alongside Amy James Turner in the commentary booth for you. Amy, we were talking a little bit during the break. It was a quality first half. There were points where Vermont looked better. There were points where Salmon Bay looked better. It's really hard to split these two squads right now.
Yeah, you can't really call it at the minute. I feel like both teams had momentum at different stages of the game. I think Vermont grew into the game towards that last sort of 10 minutes of the first half. They looked really dangerous. Salmon Bay, unlucky to when the whistle went, they'd actually just won a corner, which you don't see very often. Normally the ref allows the corner to be taken, so they'll be disappointed with that. But yeah, you couldn't call it right now. I think that definitely suits Vermont Green coming into this. The longer it stays 0-0 for them, the happier they are. And we see that threat they have. I don't know how long the number 4 in Emily Mara will be able to keep up that intensity in the 9. I've been very impressed with her so far. I think she's their most dangerous player. So Salmon Bay will be aware of that going into the second half.
Mara did put the ball in the back of the net, was denied by the assistant referee's flag, a close call. Mara, though, has been very dangerous, running in behind that Salmon Bay back line. They'll try to keep a close eye on her. We'll keep a close eye on if Malia Arendt has gone to any second half substitutions. At the moment, I'm seeing the same 11 that started this match for the Coho. Malia Arendt was quick to get the subs up and moving after after that offsides goal went in, but at the moment it is the same starters as we had at the beginning of this match, and it looks like it is the same for the Vermont Green. Interbay Stadium packed to the gills, multiple tifos being displayed, a tifo being displayed right now over the Bushkeeper section saying simply believe in SBFC. And against one of the best teams in the league, the last undefeated team in the league, in the Vermont Green, the newest powerhouse of this league, you have to believe if you're a Salmon Bay FC fan. But there's a lot to believe in right now for Vermont. They played excellent on the road in that first half. They're trying to keep up that intensity, keep up the pressure, and find the breakthrough in the second half. Break some Seattleite hearts. Mara in the center circle gets us underway. We'll see if it is 45 is all that's needed to clean up the 2026 national champion. At the moment, it's still 0-0. Vermont immediately off the kickoff, give away possession.
Yeah, you can see a slight shift in shape as well from Salmon Bay. Anna Menti looks like she's coming to midfield with the left back going into centre back, and then Jordan coming back into her more natural position at left back.
Yeah.
So,
Amy, it looks like Maya Loud has now shifted into the position that Anna Menti was holding for most of that first half. Menti now playing in front of the back line. It's a role that she played for Salmon Bay a lot of last season, led the team in midfield minutes. Ginny Lackey trying to apply pressure. We saw her hobbling a little bit at the end of that second half. She has just recently arrived back with the squad and isn't at 100% training fitness. We can see some tape on that right leg of Ginny Lackey. It's a player that you absolutely want to stay on the field for Salmon Bay FC, the leading goal scorer this year for the Coho. Outside, here's Juju Barker, drives end line, rolls it into the middle. First ball is out, still in touch. Vermont Green trying to get it out cleanly, cannot do so. Barker, aided by Shell, wins a throw-in.
yeah, that's better from Salmon Bay. You can tell Malia has expressed her sort of unhappiness at half-time because they've really come out of the blocks at the start of the second half.
Heinsohn back for Shell, trying to get onto that favored left foot, drives in the box. Shell was blocked off the face of the defender. That's a heroic stop. Shell was looking to curl one to the far back corner and was denied. First look at net for Salmon Bay. That makes it an even 4 shots apiece through 47 minutes between these two teams. That was Elliot Forney getting in the way of the Samia Shell shot. Shell now called off sides. Free kick Vermont.
I'd like to see the replay on that. A few of the Salmon Bay players shouted for handball there within the box, so I'd like to see a replay.
See it right here. That's my view straight off the face of Forney. She has the hands. Ooh, that's close. It's tough to call that one in real time, of course.
It's tough to call, and such a short distance from the ball to the player there.
It's one where a referee is going to give the benefit of the doubt to the defender. Doesn't have time to react, and it's, of course, natural to jump with the arms. And didn't make her body bigger is probably the main call on that. It's not an extended shout for a penalty kick from Salmon Bay, which somewhat tells the story. Long direct ball from Vermont. Chested down. Seconds poked away towards Ginny Lackey. They want to get her on the ball early and often in the second 45. Pokes it forward for Ui Kaiui. Perfectly weighted pass to Amira Hussein. Returning on the right side. Samia Shell saved! This is much better in the first 3 minutes from Salmon Bay. Shippey called into action for the third time tonight. And the distribution wasn't there from Shippey. It's out of touch for a Salmon Bay throw. It's a clean look for Samia Shell. Put it too close to Shippey in the end. Thrown right back into the fray. Back heel attempted by Samia Shell. She won a corner kick for her efforts. They go to the far assistant referee who says it did go over the end line and it will be a corner kick. Of course, you want to look at Anna Menti, one of the best headers of a ball in this league at the back post. It is 2 players gathered at the corner flags. They also have the short option of Samia Shell. They will play it short. Shell, the return for Ui Kaihui was a little bit under hit. Didn't give Kaihui a chance to run onto it. Still with the Coho. You want to come out and win the first 5 minutes of the half, and Salmon Bay have absolutely done that. That time, though, a spinning attempt to put it central is nowhere close. Out into the mob of bodies behind the net for a goal kick.
Yeah, this is much better from Salmon Bay. I don't think they would have been happy with their first half performance, and they've come out and shown, what we've seen all season from them.
Put some energy into this crowd and put Vermont on the back foot. They haven't spent much time on the back foot. Should be shielding her eyes. The advantage of the sun is certainly with Salmon Bay on this east-west field. The sun is setting right into the eyes of Olivia Shippey, perhaps for the entirety of the final 45 minutes. Rolled through, dealt with by Juju Barker. Barker, a great defender. She plays center back at the collegiate level for Seattle University, but is much more of a mobile fullback for Salmon Bay. The foul. Vermont bench wanted a card. They won't get it. See right there. Heinsohn knew it immediately, didn't get any ball, got all shin. Walks off with only a talking to. Vermont, as they have all game, look to go direct off a long free kick. Look at some beautiful deliveries in that first half. This is another good-looking one to the top of the 6-yard box. Into a dangerous area. Reel's guarded by Amira Hussein. Reel triple teamed in the area, goes down in a heap, and it will not be called. Situation where the referee is certainly expecting the attacker to try to go down, and it will take a lot to get a penalty drawn in a spot like that. Thompson through for Mara. She have a step of pace to beat Jordan Coran. She does not initially, but recollects and gets down the end line, tipped off of the post. It's a scramble for it. It's still in play and finally out of the area. A couple players didn't know where that one was as Ginny Lackey is down holding that left leg. Some real concern for Ginny Lackey. She's back up on her feet quickly. Service is collected by Milam. This is pure grit right now from Ginny Lackey.
Yeah, Ginny Lackey doesn't look comfortable at all, does she? She's struggling a lot. You can see her limping around. She's not her usual self. I don't think she'll stay on the field much longer.
She was the cavalry of this game. Hadn't been with the squad all of the postseason after leading them in goals scored through the regular season. Has not had any time to reacclimate to playing after a couple of weeks off. Is straight from her time off back onto the playing field, and it's showing at the moment. She's already got some tape on that leg and is not at 100%. There's a few options that Malia Arendt can go to on her bench in attack. Morgan Montalili's been the main attacking super sub for her this season. 3 goals for Montalili, all of which coming as a super sub. Well directed to Samia Shell. It's it back from Lackey. Hussein. She's got a powerful left boot if she chooses to go for it, but instead tried to thread it through to Lackey to no success. Salmon Bay trying to keep Vermont penned in. It's been well done through 7 minutes. If they can force Vermont to play in the way that they expected to Vermont Green to play, which is long direct balls, they'll be a lot happier. A lot of that first half was spent with short passes for Vermont, moving the Salmon Bay defense left to right.
Yeah, and a lot of their opportunities came from Salmon Bay giving the ball away. So I think they're looking, Salmon Bay, the second half, are looking to possess the ball. That's their strength. We know they can possess the ball, they're comfortable on the ball, but we didn't see much of that in the first half.
Look at that turn. Olay right by Ginny Lackey.
To be able to do that under that kind of pressure in a final, she's very brave. I bet she's glad that one paid off.
If that is intercepted by Ginny Lackey and she's clean on net, I'll tell you right now, she does not miss those opportunities. Here comes the press again from Salmon Bay. It's all the way back for Shippey. Plays the safe option up to midfield for Real. Now the midfield of the Coho trying to get compact. Not give up a blade of turf to Vermont. This is a well-worked run of play to get it through that press. Almost through 10 minutes in the first half. Vermont finally getting their legs underneath them. The second period of play. Menti corrals a quick pass calmly and sprays out to to Maya Loud. Loud has played most of this season as outside back, but does have experience at center back and is in that role at the moment. They want Menti further up the field as the whistle goes against Amira Hussein. Committed the foul against Louisa Thompson.
Yeah, Vermont Green have done that all game. They're very clever in drawing those free kicks and those fouls. And they'll be looking to create more dangerous opportunities from this free kick. They just need to keep it away from Anna Menti, I think.
A lot of credit to Elliot Forney. She's put a lot of these long free kicks in just about the perfect spot. Too far off for Elena Milam to claim and over the top of players like Menti. This one a backspinner, maybe a little bit under hit, but it's back to the top of the 6. Karan was needed on the headed clearance. Race to the end line. It is kept in play, but straight to the midst of Milam. Rolled short out to Barker. It's going to mean a lot for Salmon Bay if this build from the back is more effective than it was in the first half. Helps when you have Samia Shell trying to dribble a couple of defenders and creating enough space to get it across the stripe. Lackey for Hussein. Too heavy off the knee. Diving in to try to recover. Can't do it. Mara jostled down by Alicia Barker, and finally the referee really forced to blow the whistle there. Didn't want to initially call a foul, but as soon as Barker fell on top of Mara, it's a whistle you got to blow.
Yeah, since the first 5 minutes when Salmon Bay came out sort of firing, I think Vermont Green have started growing into the game now. They're breaking things up, and I think it's really disrupted Salmon Bay's rhythm.
Storney again. That one took a deflection off the head of Ginny Lackey. Still got to a decent spot, but Anna Menti make that Maya Loud to rise up and head it away. Back for Mara. It's a space she's comfortable in, operating isolated in the wide area. Does she win a corner kick? She is not. Combination defense between Shell and Barker gets it a goal kick for Salmon Bay. Short for Loud. Very confident at the feet is Maya Loud, the University of Washington Big Ten regular season and tournament champion. A great year for UW in collegiate athletics. Really mirrors the year that Vermont, the Catamounts, had when the Vermont Green men's side won the national championship. Right after their men's side won the national championship at the D1 level. The Huskies winning it in 2025. Kick taken quickly. Menti. Down for Kaiui. Green play out of the back long. Loud didn't connect cleanly. Menti through some lines. It's just an immediate swarm of green jerseys whenever Salmon Bay do get it across midfield. They've controlled more of the possession, but since that first 5 minutes, the possession hasn't necessarily been asking too many questions of the defense of the goalkeeper for Vermont. Heinsohn earned her team a throw-in as she forced the clearance out of play from Bridget Kennedy. Mackey initially thought she'd take the throw, but we'll leave it. Talking to, having to go to the bench, is Louisa Thompson. Already received some medical attention and once again is going to have to get bandaged up. It's another chance for the Vermont medical staff to show off their chops. This time it's the right leg getting some tape. It's briefly 11 on 10. Heinsohn. Juju Barker. Early hit cross. It had to be tipped over the bar. That almost got beyond Olivia Shippey. Slapped it at the woodwork to force a corner.
Yeah, that's a great hit from outside the box, and why not? You know, the sun's in the keeper's eyes. We can see from the first half how that caused Salmon Bay problems. So yeah, why not take a hit from there? You never know what's going to happen.
We've seen some long distance goals this season in Interbay. It's been a theme for Salmon Bay, a willingness to shoot those challenge goalkeepers. It's worked out. They put this one over the end line. Miss hit by Ui Kaihui. Won't see that all too often from Ui. Does give away possession, gives away momentum.
Yeah, I think she wanted to put another one on the goalkeeper there after that long range effort. But it's a great save from the goalkeeper to get up and hit that over. Yeah, looks very comfortable for her.
Shippey, 4 saves already in this game, and here comes the cavalry. At the stroke of 60 minutes, it is a 4-for-4 substitution. Caroline Studebaker, Morgan Monalili, both coming onto the field. Shell, Loud, Menti, and Ginny Lackey are going to the bench. Maria Gray, the Jamaican national team member, is on the field at right wing. Morgan Monalili is looking to slot into the midfield. Heinsohn has become the 9. Mira Hussein drops deeper. And the final change is at center back. It's Kaya Singh. Kaya Singh, the youngest player on this final roster for Salmon Bay. The Portland commit out of Kennedy Catholic High School. Has made late sub appearances in the last 2 playoff matches. She was a playoff addition. Hussein. Heinsohn hasn't played much as a 9 this season. Has mostly been in the wide areas. This one through for Maria Gray. Gray can't get it under her spell. Gray has appeared at a World Cup with Jamaican national team. Former University of Washington Husky. Looks quality against Minnesota as a late sub who played all of the extra time period. Here's Mara. This is her first isolated run of the second half, and right there to cover is Alicia Barker.
Yeah, you can see with the changes, maybe Salmon Bay will start to go a little bit more direct now. They've got runners on the field that are willing to run in behind, so we may see a change in tactics here from Salmon Bay.
A lot of fresh legs. Morgan Monalili has been a super sub all season. 3 goals for her, all of them as a second half substitute. She had an inspired performance in the first round of the playoffs, hit the woodwork on a couple of occasions against the Colorado Storm before burying the game-winning penalty kick in the shootout. Caroline Studebaker, the Harbor Rising sophomore, has been a pretty consistent substitute name for Salmon Bay this season. She'll play in the midfield in a more reserved role. The foul will give a free kick to the Coho. Ran over it. The leading scorer for Salmon Bay is off the field. Ginny Lackey only able to make it through 60 minutes. It's still a valiant effort. Going back into the squad with no preparation time. Heinsohn can really create on her own. She's got a willing runner in Karan. Guarded by Gorman. Heavy touch from Karan. Easily dealt with by Gorman.
Yeah, they've tried to go short from the last couple of free kicks and not really created anything.
Kaihui flashes across net, all the way through the crowd. You can see a catalyzing energy coming into the squad after the 4 additions. The question right now, where is the goal going to come from? Does Heinsohn have that goal in her? Through for Amira Hussein, rolled it into the hands of Olivia Shippey. And Hussein slow to get back up to her feet.
It's really clever movement there from Hussein. She rolls the defender and manages to get a shot off at the near post. On a different day, does she go across the goalkeeper and try and go for the far post effort?
Even to get that shot off with the defender right in front of her, falling down as she shot, was impressive. It looked like maybe that was the only place she was going to be able to get it through the legs of the defense. It was easily covered, though, by the captain, Shippey. had one of the best goalkeeper seasons in USLW. It's now over 500 consecutive shutout minutes for the Vermont Green. The defense locking down at the right time in the season. A scorpion touch by Heinsohn. Doesn't come off for Ui Kai Hui. Caught a boot. Will walk it off. Bit of trickery from Kai Hui. Heinsohn trying to return the favor. Can Kai Hui get around the corner? She cannot. Against her opposite, 36, Elliott Forney. Throw in Green. Trying to break out. Singh does the work. Barker lumps it long, right to the feet of Ui Kai Hui. Creating space at the feet. A run from Coran. Curling one to the 6-yard box. Shippey made the right decision, came out and got it. We'll see how this defense for Salmon Bay adjusts with the only high schooler on the roster and Kaya Singh now at center back, an all-important role that has been filled all of these playoffs by Anna Menti. And the changes up front, Maria Gray and Heinsohn, the two main strikers at the moment. Gorman wearing the mask. Good body control by Mara. Lets it roll beyond her and wins the foot race to the ball against Coran. Coran pokes it out for a throw. Elena Milam's been not all too involved for the first 21 minutes of this half. But that can change in an instant with the attacking talent of this Vermont Green squad right in front of their own faithful. Wanted a free kick. Referee says player went down too easy. Does not by the jump from Tess Barrett, and it will be a throw. No passage beyond Ui Kai Hui. Heinsohn walking the line. Studebaker can't return it. Louisa Thompson tries to find open grass on the far end in the shape of Emma Warren. Intense press from Maria Gray. And Morgan Monolilly follows suit. Throw-in goes in favor of Salmon Bay to the disbelief of the Vermont Green bench.
You can already see an increased intensity with the way Salmon Bay are pressing from the front. And it's causing the defenders of Vermont Green to be a little bit uncomfortable in possession there.
They're going to talk things over with the technical staff of Vermont Green. They're not going to issue any yellow cards at the moment, but just keep everybody in line. You know the emotions are going to run high in a national final, a first ever national final, and a first ever year. You don't want to go to the pocketbook too quickly, but you do want to keep things under control. Excuse me. After the talk, it will be a yellow card. Makes me look like a fool. There's a reason I'm up in the booth and not out there.
Maybe there was a last comment that the referee wasn't too happy with.
Yeah. It's that last little bit of talk back. I assume if the referee intended to give a yellow card, it would have come out quicker than that. But regardless, it is a yellow card assessed to the bench of the Vermont Green. Switching field excellently for Coran. Ui Kai Hui. Matched up against Gorman. Launches one diagonally. No pink shirts in the area. Morgan Monolilly was fun to watch with the ball at her feet a week ago in the national semifinal. This time finds the outlet out wide. Juju Barker. Options in the middle behind all of them. Hussein. Morgan Monolilly always ready to go right at the teeth of the defense. Does so here. Can't find the runner and recycles possession. Here's Monolilly. Look at that in and out dribble. Space to put one in. Blocked away. I saw Morgan Monolilly put a defender on skate, so much to the point where she fell down against the Minnesota Aurora, which you just don't see all too often out on the wing. You might get an extra step on a player, but to get them to the turf is next level control of the ball. And they're going to want to get the ball to her in this game. She's such an excellent player as that super sub role. A set of tired legs does not want to see Morgan Monolilly running full speed at them. Kai Hui tries a clever ball, and it was not well communicated between her and Heinsohn where that ball was going to go. It's, in the end, essentially a pass to Olivia Shippey. We are through 70 minutes. The same. Trying to launch Maria Gray in behind. Hawked down by Elliott Forney. Gray got a foot in. It is a Vermont Green throw-in and a chance for Salmon Bay to press forward and constrict them by their own corner flag. It's not necessarily a comfortable position to try to build out of. And right on cue, they give it away. Kai Hui opening in the middle. And the PA here at Interbay Stadium, Katie Traw, reminding 2,000 plus on hand to stay hydrated. It is a hot day at Interbay Stadium. Beautiful day for soccer. Touched out wide. Juju Barker slide tackle by Emma Warren. What an addition Warren has been to the squad in the postseason for Vermont. The Catamount Rising senior. Heinsohn. Couldn't connect with Monolilly. Just trying to break out of their own half right now. It's been tough sledding, and they can't do it again. This is a mirror image of, I'd say, the middle 20 minutes of that last half, but flipped the other way. As down it falls for Amira Hussein. Hussein for Maria Gray. Recovery and a tackle block away by Bridget Kennedy. It is an offsides call, so it wouldn't have counted anyway for Maria Gray, but a dangerous look nonetheless.
No, and the defender didn't know there. She obviously didn't see the flag, so she's covered that space. She's got a body in front of it, and that's very good defending from the back line of Vermont Green there.
Replay there, it did look to be the right call from the AR. Maria Gray was straying beyond the last defender. Kai Hui. Morgan Monolilly. Stepovers have no effect there on Louisa Thompson, the Bucknell junior, and the Vermont native out of Waterbury Center. A local hero for the Green. Morgan Monolilly, a local hero from Seattle. The same back. Caroline Studebaker. Wins a corner kick. Feels like it's coming right now for Salmon Bay.
Yeah, and I think the crowd feels it as well. You can feel their energy stepping up a notch. Hopefully they can be effective from this corner. With the sun in the keeper's eyes, they've got plenty of players who are good in the air. So let's see if they can create something from this set piece.
It is Ui Kai Hui on the delivery. Swinging into the far post. Hussein back into the mixer. Bouncing around in the box and back out of the area. It's just what you want on that back post ball, to serve it right back into the crowd of players as Mara trying to create something all alone. Brings it coast to coast. Coran trying to jostle her off. Gets the ball. Throw in Vermont, and that is a crucial run from Mara just to release some pressure and get it to the other end of the field. Feeling the weight of that run 73 minutes into the match.
Yeah, and she's done that all game, hasn't she? She's been such a willing runner in and out of possession. She's definitely put a shift in this final.
2,096 fans is an Interbay Stadium record in USL play. They have beyond packed out the stadium. So we're seeing some changes here. A couple players to the bench for Vermont. Emma Warren and Sophie Reel have both come out of the game. So a change in defense and a change in attack. Lauren DeGroot has been a super sub already in this postseason. She's onto the field. DeGroot, the University of Vermont class of 2025 player and a native of the Pacific Northwest, out of Oregon. She's come in off the bench in all 3 postseason games. Just beyond the outreached foot of Amira Hussain. Rolled for Mara. Covering the spaces, Kaya Singh clashes with Mara. Gets some help from Ui Kai Hui. That's enough.
I've been really impressed with Kaya Singh since she's come on. She's read the game very well. She looks composed in possession. And to say for a young player to step into a moment like this, I think that speaks volumes for the player that she will become. And you could see on the set piece, she lost her defender and she was so close to winning a header on that back post as well. So I think she provides a threat going forward as well as keeping things tight at the back.
Only outfield player that is on this roster for Salmon Bay without collegiate experience. She's not playing like it right now. Correct myself, but Emma Warren is still out there. It was only DeGroot in for Sophie Reel, a change in attack. Right side, Juju Barker. Couldn't drag it across the touchline for Morgan Monolilly. It's really starting to get into hero time now. 15 minutes left to go. Starting to feel like next goal wins. Starting to feel like we may have another extra time period at Interbay Stadium. Do I dare speak that into existence?
Well, if you're Vermont Green, you're thinking, I don't want this to go to penalties with Salmon Bay's record previously. I don't know. I think there's one more goal in this game. I don't think it's going the whole way.
It would be a change from the usual for Salmon Bay. 2 of their 3 games have gone to penalty kicks in this postseason. Elena Milam has been excellent between the pipes in a shootout. She's only allowed 6 of 11 penalties beyond her. Monolilly, it's a lovely turn. Gets beyond the shoulder of the defender. Trying to roll it for Heinsohn, covered by Gorman. Heinsohn back down by Gorman. Caroline Studebaker. Had a look up, didn't see an option forward. Barker does, though, in Morgan Monolilly. Does enough to get a shot away. It's bouncing beyond the far post. It was watched all the way by Shippey. Didn't look worried. That's what Morgan Monolilly can do. She's so quick to get to those bouncing balls and put a shot, usually on frame. That time she pulled it.
Yeah, those snapshots are really difficult for the goalkeeper as well because she hasn't got time to get herself set. So it's the right idea there. It's just execution.
Really blow the lid off this place if Salmon Bay could find a goal in regulation. A day after one of the most insane matches this stadium's ever seen on the USL 2 side in the first round of the playoffs. Karan, Kaiui, 2 runners forward, and Gray and Amira Hussain, as well as Morgan Monolilly. Morgan onto her right foot, rolls it in! Morgan Monolilly has shaken this cathedral of soccer right to its foundation. More Monolilly magic. Salmon Bay are 12 minutes from immortality.
What a time to score. Absolute scenes in here, but you could tell as soon as she came on the field, she made that difference. She wanted to go 1v1, she wasn't afraid to shoot, and just look at this place, it's absolutely erupted.
This is a beautiful, beautiful sight to see. For fans of the game, fans of the team, fans of the grassroots soccer movement that has been brewing in the Pacific Northwest. It's coming to a crescendo right now at the stadium between the hills. Morgan Monolilly, her 4th substitute goal of 2026. She's already been a hero in this postseason. Right now, she's set to once again be the hero. But can Salmon Bay hold on? Morgan Monolilly from a long way out through the legs of the defender. You couldn't put it in a better spot.
It's difficult for the goalkeeper. It's gone through two defenders, so she probably hasn't had full sight of it either. Great decision to shoot, and what a finish.
That is a moment that is going to be remembered for years and years to come. A goal that will be remembered for years and years to come. But still so much work left to do for the Coho. This is such a talented Vermont Green team. They've got a star striker in Emily Mara, who's already hit the twine once in this game, was denied by an offsides flag. Coho have controlled this second half, but the Vermont Green, they don't need much to get a look at goal and put it in.
Yeah, 1-0 is not an easy scoreline, especially going into the last 10 minutes of this game. I expect Vermont Green to throw absolutely everything at it.
Coran. Salmon Bay would love to separate themselves in this one. It's been nothing but nail-biters in the postseason. Kai Hui onto a right foot for everything off the crossbar. Oh, it's all flowing the way of the Coho now. Monolilly back on the ball. Can't get it beyond Emma Warren.
What an absolute strike. You could tell there she was ready to cut back in on her right foot, and she just gave it everything she had. I don't know if the keeper got a little touch on it, but if she did, that's a magnificent save. Magnificent save with that power in the shot.
That is a shot that, if it's a little bit lower, I don't think that Olivia Shippey has too much of a good look at it. It's not in her eyes, but the pace on it. It is going to be a change in attack. Neve Renwick out of Grand Canyon University. She's got 3 goals and 3 assists this season. This is the first playoff game that she hasn't started. Look at that from Mariah Gray. Back in the middle. Kai Hui to ice it. Took a deflection and back off of Kai Hui. Finally off of the green and out for a corner kick.
The defender needed to make that tackle there. I think that's going on frame. She's beating the goalkeeper. What a tackle by the defender. The Salmon Bay team are really feeding off the energy of the crowd now, aren't they?
And this is the moment where you just hit a flow state. You have 2,000 screaming fans at your back. A whole season's work leads up to if you can close out these last 8 minutes and grab one more perhaps. Whip delivery. That's a vicious cross. Shippey, like a wide receiver, went up and got it. It hit the ground, and Shippey is shaken up. Shippey's in some real pain here. That is not good to see. Trainer's going to sprint out here, and that'll dampen the mood. That's such an impressive claim from Olivia Shippey. She just went down hard on that right side, and the initial look right now does not look great for Olivia. We're hoping that it's not too bad for the Vermont Green netminder. There's also a Salmon Bay player down on the field, but that doesn't look to be as serious of an injury. So that'll quiet down this crowd for the moment. It's 1-0, 83rd minute. Amy, what's the mentality really of both of these teams in a situation like this?
Yeah, I think for Salmon Bay, it's just a case of keeping calm. You know, they've been the better team in this second half. And I think it's just a case of let's keep calm, let's keep everything compact, don't give up too many chances, you know, and be solid defensively and don't sink back too much. And for Vermont, it's make or break. You know, they've been very dangerous when they've had opportunities going forward. I expect them to go really direct now. They've brought on a new number 9, fresh legs, who I'm sure will be keen to make a mark on this game.
At the moment, I would be surprised if Olivia Shippey can continue, just based on what we're seeing. There are 2 goalkeepers and 2 quality goalkeepers available on the bench for the Vermont Green. Sydney Slusser is the backup goalkeeper at the University of Vermont. And Maeve English is one of the best goalkeepers in the history of East Carolina. As we take another look at that Morgan Monolilly goal, a goal which could cement Salmon Bay's place a top USLW. That's not the concern at the moment. The concern right now is for Olivia Shippey, the Boston College senior. She's coming off an excellent collegiate season. Kept a sub-1 goals against average, despite the fact that she made over 4 saves per game. That's a busy goalkeeper, and she played well through it. And the whole training staff is out. You could see on the replay, she goes up heroically to grab the ball, but just full force down on the ground on her right side. You worry about the upper body for Olivia Shippey. She is receiving some rounds of applause as she sits back up.
Yeah, it's a painful one for her. Let's hope she does recover. She's on her feet now, which is a good sign.
She is back up to her feet. Very good to see for Shippey. The goalkeeper in Maeve English getting warm. And of course, the goalkeeper, like you never want to come out of a good game. But she looks to be in some real pain. Real pain. And she is going to make her way to the locker room. You could see immediately on the facial expression from her. She's still in pain as she walks to the locker room. And she deserves this standing ovation. She's played an excellent game. She's played an excellent season. She deserves all the plaudits. One of the best goalkeepers in USLW. And excuse me, it is Sydney Slusser, the University of Vermont Catamount, the backup goalkeeper at Vermont going into her junior season. This is her first appearance all year for the Vermont Green, and she has to try to keep her team in the game, can't give up a second goal, or else this is Salmon Bay's title to take. And we want to get its number 4 in green, Mara. She's been easily the most dangerous player on the pitch for Vermont, but she has been kept so quiet in the second half. A lot of credit to the halftime adjustment defensively of Malia Arendt and Salmon Bay. Even though they had to take out their center back, Anna Menti, for Kaya Singh, they have just stuck right to Mara.
Yeah, and she's drifted a little bit more out wide, hasn't she? And I don't think she's as effective in those areas.
Gray is going to make the mature play right here and bring it to the corner flag. And the assistant referee says she did not keep that in touch. So it's a cheap giveaway. Slusser between the pipes for the first time this summer for Vermont. Gray looked to the nutmeg, and Chloe Gorman wasn't getting beat that way. Working their way out of the press or the green. Their fans still in voice trying to egg on their team. Their first ever season. Do they have another moment? It's the first goal they've conceded in over 500 minutes. The first goal they've conceded all postseason. It might be the last goal they concede, but that doesn't matter unless they can find an equalizer. Heinsohn returning for this final after missing the national semifinal. She's put in a great shift. It's time to empty the tank both ways. Heinsohn got a foot in front of her opposite number 22, Louisa Thompson, and beats her off the dribble. Monolili's calling for it. Hussein can't find her initially, instead goes to Juju Barker. You got to chase the game right here if you're Vermont. Might open up some space on the back end. Monolili, double team. Tried to put the tricks on and couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, it'll take something special from this Vermont Green team to break down the solid backline and midfield of Salmon Bay.
Maria Gray, the sombrero flick, didn't keep it in bounds. We've seen some beautiful creative play from a few of the substitutes, and it speaks to the depth of this Salmon Bay team to have a sub coming off the bench in Maria Gray and Morgan Monolili doing things like that.
It just shows you the impact of the subs that Salmon Bay have made. They've definitely made that difference, and this second half is a completely different performance from the first half. They've dominated in every aspect.
Mara Lilly, the head of steam, draws a free kick, and Salmon Bay will be in no hurry at all to take it. Alicia Barker sprang it to the corner. It's one of the players you want on the ball in this situation, Maya Heinzen. It's hard to take the ball off of her. The task is with Chloe Gorman. She's now assisted by Louisa Thompson. We're getting word that it's going to be 6 additional minutes, an extended added time with the injury break. Plenty of time for Vermont to get in this one as Mara. That's a clear foul. She pushed the back of Hussein, and the pocketbook, that's about as clear as a frustration foul as you're ever going to see.
Yeah, it's clever, though, from Hussein. I like that. She's backed in a little bit and she's drawn the foul. That's clever play. And yeah, I don't think Mara's happy. She's shown that with that foul.
It's something that Amira Hussein is good at doing, but that's as clear as it gets. 2 hands into the back of Hussein. A little extra in that one.
And she won't mind that if they go on to win the game at all.
Barker towards the corner. Gorman wins the initial header down for Ui Kai Hui. We are into stoppage time. 6 minutes. Here's the direct ball. It could be a dangerous one. They have to try to cover the space. There's an open player in the middle. Calls for handball from the crowd. They have to stop up and give back to Mara. Trying to be a hero and equalize. It's a whistle the other way. The coming together between Barker and Mara. Alicia Barker has put in countless tackles over the last 2 seasons for Salmon Bay. That might be the most crucial tackle she's ever made. She's just so good at getting herself in the way, and Mara will be unhappy. There was an extension of the arm from Alicia Barker. Call went the way of the Coho. Two minutes in, the crowd can feel it. Salmon Bay are looking willing to sit some players back. You don't want to fall too far into your defensive position. I just asked Thomas Tuchel in England about how that might go if you commit too much to defending a 1-goal lead. That's a talented attacking squad. That's an important win. Maria Gray back for Amira Hussein. Strong carry forward. Switch of play. Here's Emily Mara. Ui Kai Hui. Out for a throw. She's been all over the pitch today. Ui has. Kaya Singh in to help. That one might be last off of Vermont. It is last off of Kaya Singh. Corner kick. Set pieces have been well delivered throughout this game. For the Vermont Green, they need one more beautiful ball in to save their season. Halfway through stoppage time, 21 of 22 players are in the box right now. Slusser, the only player back in defense. Hibbler, far post. Right back into the mixer. It takes a bounce. First time shot, it's in! The Vermont Green have equalized! With one of the last attacks of the game, they stun Interbay Stadium. It's 1-1 in the 94th.
What a blow for Salmon Bay. I mean, the first corner got cleared, the second phase from that corner, the ball's bouncing around. It's not what you want when you've got that many players in the 18-yard box, and it's fallen to a Vermont Green player and she's absolutely levered that into the top corner of the goal.
What a moment for Louisa Thompson. Her fourth goal of this season. Her second goal in the postseason. The most important goal in the history of the Vermont Green. Keeps their season alive. And at the moment, we're headed to added time. It wipes Morgan Montalili's goal off. Montalili takes the foul.
I mean, it just speaks volumes for this Vermont Green team to have that mentality, that never give up attitude. They created a corner out of nothing, and now they're back in the game.
And now it's Salmon Bay who will push numbers forward. They've already gone deep to their bench in this game. It's been their second half. That's the first quality chance for Vermont. Trying to create one more electric moment in stoppage time. Referee working out some pushing and shoving in the box. Barker's ball. It got through the crowd. Vermont weren't sure it was last off of Salmon Bay, so they'll play it out for a throw instead. Kai Hui. What a win away by Thompson. And keeps possession as well. That's beautifully done by Louisa Thompson, the goal scorer. This is much more confident from the Vermont Green. Kai Hui got ahead to it. Coran and Chase. Heinsohn. Hui, Kai Hui. Montalili's calling for it. She won't get it. Tess Barrett. Coran. Went down. Mara comes out with it. No foul. Beyond Singh, but not beyond Alicia Barker. That is 96. We'll probably see a little bit added because of the goal as that one stays in touch. It's the first goal from open play Salmon Bay have conceded in this postseason. Their only other goal against was a penalty kick. It comes from a corner kick. Studebaker. You have to think this is the last action of regulation. Moran wastes no time in taking it. Lost a shin guard as she sent it through. Header was needed. That's it. High drama in the national final. 90 once again is not enough. We're going to send it back to the studio here and be right back for added time here at Inter Bay Stadium.
Wow, what a fantastic second half, Ryan. I mean, my goodness. You had 2 goals scored. We're going to dreaded extra time, as they say, but my goodness, this is turning out to be a really fantastic game.
Yeah, I think if you're Salmon Bay FC, I think you kind of already knew that it was going to go into extra time coming into this game. But 120 minutes, we're going to play at least a minimum of another 30. But I thought in that second half, Salmon Bay, unbelievable. I thought they came out of the gate firing. They took it to Vermont Green. They get the goal from Melalili, and then they obviously just couldn't see it over the line. It's the same thing as you look at the USL 2 game last year where Vermont Green gets a goal right at the death, almost this time with Louisa Thompson. This time it doesn't result in a winner as we're going to go into an extra 30. But now I wonder about the mental of both of these teams. If you look at Salmon Bay, you were moments away from winning a trophy, and now you're brought back to square one. Does that hurt their mental? And then you look at Vermont Green, you've got another shot at it as you get the goal. Where are both of these teams mentally at?
Well, the next question is, now you have a backup goalkeeper, and his ship had to come off due to the injury, and how does that play into this? Now you have a goalkeeper who's coming in off the bench, having an opportunity now to be in here for the next 30 minutes. What does Salmon Bay do to try to attack that?
Yeah, that as well, and even if it gets the PKs as well, Slusser's in net, and it's been a great performance from Ship so far. She made some incredible saves in that second half, and if you're Salmon Bay, I would just keep crossing balls into the box if you can, and go direct a little bit, because Is Slusser good at winning balls out there? We do not know yet. But then there's a look at the goals right now. I mean, this is an unbelievable strike from Malili. But I think so far, you've got to really test Slusser a little bit. Maybe have a couple of shots from distance. Keep crossing the balls into the box and see what you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, obviously saw that goal there. But started the scoring here in the 78th minute. And then Louisa Thompson able to collect a loose ball inside the 18 off of that cross. Again, loose ball. You see what's happening here. Chaos in the box. And this is how games are won and lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think a lot of people might wonder, was there a foul in the box? I don't think there was enough contact in the box there to warrant a foul in the box. But I do believe that is the right call from the referee. And then there we are right now. You can see Ship right now. She's in a little bit of a cast right there around her right shoulder, right elbow. So she is in some discomfort as well. Also with the ice pack on her right shoulder. We'll see the Salmon Bay players get treatment as well. But where are these two teams at mentally? You think, though, the momentum, John, is in favor of Vermont Green, knowing they got the goal at the last second. Compared to Salmon Bay, you were moments away from winning a national championship. Can you find a little bit of life and get yourself in the right mindset to deliver a very good 30 minutes here and ultimately try to get the winner? Knowing Salmon Bay in recent performances this year, you've gotten to 2 PK shootouts. We'll have to see if that works for them again. But I think if you're Salmon Bay, you want to win this in the 120 minutes. Very curious to see where both of these teams are at mentally.
Yeah, we're about ready to send you back out to Interbay Stadium as they get ready for this first half of extra time. We'll be back here during that halftime break of extra time, so don't go anywhere.
It's been time and time and time again here at Interbay Stadium that 120 minutes, if not more, is needed to find a winner. Adam Race, A.V. James Turner on the call for what has been a palpitating USLW national final. The goal from Morgan Monolili with 10 minutes left to play. The response from Louisa Thompson in stoppage time to keep this game going, keep Vermont's season going, extend the USLW season at least 30 more minutes. Amy, this has been a pleasure of a game, and it really was always going to happen, that it was going to be yet another added time performance here in Interbay Stadium.
I know, it was written in the stars a little bit, wasn't it? I thought Salmon Bay would do it in the 90 with the way they performed in that second half. But you just never know. With these one-off games, with the occasion like this, anything can happen. And I think Vermont Green have proven that. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in this extra time. Will Vermont Green find that extra bit of adrenaline after scoring so late on? Or will Salmon Bay keep their composure, carry on doing what they've been doing, and manage to find a way to win before going to penalties?
Salmon Bay have not scored in any 2 of their added time periods in these playoffs already. Vermont have not played added time in the club's history. This is their first season. They've only needed 90 the first 3 times. This is where it all gets decided. Added time in the national final. How's your bottle? This is gut check time. Vermont, they'll be riding the momentum of the late goal, but as you said, Amy, it was all Salmon Bay in the second half. That goal from Monolili was coming as there's going to be an early shot put in here and put high. That was Isabel Smith, the Alabama Crimson Tide graduate. Don't mind that shot at all. As we look back at this equalizing goal, it's just a bouncing ball in the box. It's a great volley. Putting it beyond Milam with all the pressure on to keep your composure, keep your technique. Louisa Thompson, it's one of the biggest goals she'll ever score.
Yeah, she's probably just thinking in that scenario, I have to keep this down. A bobbling ball, so close to goal, and she does that. What a finish.
There's some nice link-up play. They get it to Maria Gray. Her touch was a little bit heavy. Kai Hui cleared away by Chloe Gorman. Hussein. Out for Ui Kai Ui. Plays it out for a Salmon Bay throw-in. Kai Hui had the late dramatics at the end of regular time in the national semifinal. It's been Mara the hero time and time again for Vermont Green. This time is Louisa Thompson's turn to put her name in the history books of Vermont. Gray goes down. Referee does not blow the whistle. Heinsohn recovers to it with two green defenders on her back. Through the legs from Ui Kai-Hui. Studebaker thought about it momentarily. Working around the defense. The roulette attempt from Morgan Monolili was cheeky. It did not come off for her. You see this smothering press from Salmon Bay. Heinsohn right on the back of Louisa Thompson. They're going to want to replicate what they had for much of that second half. The Coho are.
Yeah, and it'll be the question of, have they got it in the legs? Have they got that extra bite, that extra ability to go and press, to go and show for the ball? And at this point, you're asking which team wants it more.
And it's the gut punch of all gut punches. To have that goal go against you, against the run of play, the only clean-cut opportunity of the second half for Vermont.
And you could see the shock in some of those Salmon Bay players' faces. They didn't expect it.
It's going to be played by Alicia Barker with the head back to Elena Milam, playing with the hands. Just got to wipe it from your memory. New ball game. Can't think about it.
And they can take a lot of confidence into these added minutes. They played some really good football that second half. They moved the ball well. They were dominant, and they were unlucky to only go into the half with only one goal.
Barker out. Kaya Singh. A moment for Kaya Singh. University of Portland commit. Local youth product. She's playing some big minutes. Came on the 60th minute of this national final. This will be her longest appearance of the season for Salmon Bay. It's only her third appearance for the Coho in this postseason. Not play during the regular season. Looked for Maria Gray on the long line skipping pass and couldn't find her. Given right back through Juju Barker. Salmon Bay, of course, they feel confident if it does go to a shootout with the record that they've had. Elena Milam has made 3 saves and has had 2 penalties fly beyond her frame. Opponents are shooting 6 for 11 against her in the 2 shootouts she's seen in these 2026 postseason matches at Inter Bay. Mara, that's not the player you want to pass to. She can run right by. Against Alicia Barker. Barker staying with her step for step.
Yeah, you could see Mara there. As soon as she picks up the ball, she was only going one direction. She wanted to get the full back into the 18-yard box, where she knows defenders don't like to make a challenge in there.
Crowd trying to stay energized. It's a nervous energy in both sets of fans. It's another corner kick. Last corner kick hit the twine. The takers Tess Barrett. Rising sophomore out of Boston College. Jocelyn Faroum with the advertising boards. Short run up. Green make their run in towards the 6. It's a well-delivered ball. First header's won by Salmon Bay. Not all the way clear. Chipped back in, but nowhere close to net. Good kick.
You could see the Salmon Bay players there before the corner was being taken, just speaking to each other, making sure everyone was picked up and correcting some of those mistakes from the earlier corner.
The most dangerous thing that you're going to see on a corner kick is if it gets past that second defender and takes a bounce. That's what we saw on the goal that went in. As soon as that ball hits ground, it can be a scramble, and you do not want a scramble in your own defensive box. It came back to hurt the Coho, 93rd minute. And they're feeling, of course, the absence of their aerial master, Anna Menti, on that corner kick. That's a header that she wins away 10 times out of 10. Whistle and a foul. Vermont will take the free kick. 2026 USLW League Final presented by Venture HR. Venture HR business just got easier. Learn more at venturehr.com. We have been treated to a spectacle in the 5th ever USLW National Final between two of the league's newest, most exciting organizations. Another well-delivered long free kick, but the chest control lets down Vermont. Thompson. Once again, a heavy touch. Kaihui sliding in cleanly. Receives the ball back, looks ahead. Maria Gray's the lone striker. It's cut out. And the return run by Elliott Forney. 2 15-minute periods. It is not golden goal. Followed, if necessary, by a shootout. These are FIFA rules for added time. Those who have watched Salmon Bay through this postseason will be very, very familiar with the added time rules in USLW. Maybe not as much on the Vermont Green side. Thompson. Vermont Green can pull off this comeback and win it in their first ever season, complete the undefeated inaugural campaign. It would be something really special for the Green Mountain State, a state which gets behind this club at just a different level. It's the substitute Renwick trying to spin her way into control. It was enough to recycle. Brenda. It's Isabel Smith at the opening shot of this added time period. Maria Gray. She run through a couple, no chance. And Hussein, a little bit of an extended arm. You can really tell the air has been taken out of this game. It's slower and more in favor of Vermont than we saw really at any period during the second half. Gotta shake it off if you're Salmon Bay. You gotta keep your foot on the gas pedal if you're Vermont. Like header into the middle. Milam calls off her center back. No one around her to challenge.
Yeah, I think we expected that, didn't we? We spoke a little bit before about Vermont Green scoring so late on in the game and how that will give them an extra edge going into this added time. You know, the belief is there. They'll be saying to each other, we've already done this. We've come from behind. We've given ourselves a chance. Salmon Bay just need to stay calm, stick to what they have been doing, move the ball like they are now, and chances will start to open up.
That's a perfectly weighted ball right over the top of the defender, but Juju Barker won't get there before the center back, Bridget Kennedy. Barker, aided by the crowd. It's uncomfortable from Alicia Barker. It's a palm to the forehead as she gives away possession. Caroline Studebaker. She's been a substitute all season for Salmon Bay. For her as well, these are some of the biggest minutes she'll play all season. Long shot, Milam! Superwoman out to grab it. It's quality piece of goalkeeping right off the training ground right there. Practice your form of going up and getting that, not giving away a rebound. 10 minutes into added time. 5 minutes to go before the short break and a switch of sides. Mara against Monolily. Two of the most creative players out there on either side.
Yeah, since the goal, we've not really seen Monolily, have we? Getting at defenders and using that trickery that we saw when she first came on. We've seen her more in a defensive position.
It's that shifting between tactical outlooks. Of course, you're defending a lead for the final 10 minutes. You have to go back to trying to play how you were before the goal. Kai Hui, good intervention. Hui. Tight window of space. It's a nervy ball back to Barker, but she's the calmest head in the building. Kaya Singh in front of her bench. A bench which has not sat down for the last hour and a half, intensely watching this game. There's still a certain stunned silence over the Salmon Bay crowd. Vermont fans back in voice. Barker. Here's Morgan Monolilli. Does she have another in her? Cuts it to the inside. Wants a foul. She's not going to get it. And she had an argument.
Yeah, I think the referees missed a big call there. I don't know how she hasn't given it. The defender's not taken any of the ball.
I have to agree with you, Amy. Morgan Monolilli, quick feet. And this is going to make the crowd very upset. It always seems to work out that way, that after a controversial call against the home team, there's a foul the other way to get the crowd upset. A little shove. Something in there, certainly, from Maria Gray. She doesn't argue the call. The argument will be on the call beforehand against Morgan Monolilli. There's 4 subs up and warming for Salmon Bay.
You got it! Come on!
Really going to the depth of depth if you're Malia Arendt at this point in the game. This game feels like it needs an injection of energy for the hosts. Free Coho trying to take it out of the feet of Lauren DeGroot. DeGroot keeps it with the away side. Now it does switch over. Motion as well on the Vermont bench.
Yeah, it feels like Vermont Green are a little bit more on the front foot than Salmon Bay at the minute. It feels like they don't want it to go to penalties. They don't want it to go the other way. So it feels like they're pushing a little bit more. They're being a little bit braver in possession. They're going more direct. Have Salmon Bay got it in the back of the heads? You know, we're good on pens. We've shown that before. Do we just keep it tight?
This is the coming together that went the way of Salmon Bay. Amira Hussein being dragged to the ground on a 50-50 ball. Monolilli. Kaihui was screaming for it, but it was a tough piece of vision for Monolilli to find that diagonal run. And now the Vermont Green out and running on their own. Alicia Barker. We run out of things to say about her. It's another great defensive recovery.
Yeah, she's been absolutely solid, hasn't she, all game? And not much has got past her, and I think that's a big testament to her performance today.
No time denying Renwick. Mara. They put a lot of attention on her. Monolilli chases. Mara danced her way right beyond that pressure, and now she's into the box. Shoulder to shoulder with Hussein. Slides down. It's a goal kick. 50-50 call from the referee. She puts it in favor of the hosts. 30 seconds away from the end of this first half of added time. I'd say Vermont will be happier with how this first half of extra time has gone.
Yeah, I think so. They've looked the more dangerous. A lot of the chances have come down this end. Whether that'll change in the second half, I don't know. Are they going to run out of steam? That's the question we'll have to wait and see.
A couple of Vermont Green players go down. At the second tackle, it will be a whistle. Going against Maya Heinsohn. Slid in and fouled the group.
We're already over the 15 minutes, so it'll be interesting to see if the ref decides to let Vermont Green take this free kick.
So signal of added time. I would expect that this free kick is probably the last action of the first half of added time. It has been without much stoppage. And as always, Vermont are going to lump it all the way in. Header won by Salmon Bay. Hussein got Monolilli behind her. Couldn't find the run, and that is it for the first half of added time. We'll throw to the studio for a quick second and be back for the last 15 minutes of added time.
Ryan, this game continues to impress. We talked about this at the end of regulation. A great second half, and we continue to see this pressure coming from Salmon Bay against Vermont Green.
Yeah, I think this time it flipped a little bit, though, in favor of Vermont Green. I think the legs I think that late goal in regulation hurt Salmon Bay in terms of their momentum and everything. Momentum has definitely swung into Vermont Green's favor, as we saw there in that first 15 minutes of extra time. And it definitely didn't result in anything big for Vermont Green. Not a whole lot of chances, but I think what we're seeing right now, some tired legs. I think both teams conserving some of that energy to give it one final push in the last 15 minutes. And I think it's also worth mentioning that Salmon Bay obviously has played in 2 extra times already. Is that hurting their fitness levels a little bit? Can Vermont Green, can that play into their favoritism in that second half, in these second 15 minutes, knowing that they haven't had as many extra time periods as Salmon Bay?
Both coaches giving, some words of encouragement and tactics here as they get ready here for this second extra time period. We keep talking about goalkeeping and how important it is to have good goalkeeping here in our pregame show. And we saw Ship in some saves that she made. Ultimately, she had to step off the field. But Milan, my goodness, she has made saves here tonight to keep her team in this multiple times.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal save she made in the first 15 minutes there. I thought it was going in the back of the net. I really did. But that was a great save in that first 15 minutes there to keep her team level with Vermont Green right now. I'm curious to see which team is going to step on the gas here in the second 15 minutes here. We did see Salmon Bay in the start of the second half and really the entire second half. They put the pressure on Vermont Green. We'll see if they can do that here in the next 15 minutes and see if they can grab a winner in the 120. But also before we get into PKs here, really, if we do get to that point, a little bit more film has been thrown out there for Milam compared to Schusser for Vermont Green.
Absolutely. We're going to head back out now to Adam and Amy, who will take it here for extra time period number 2 coming up here. 15 more minutes.
It's either in the next 15 minutes or it's in a shootout that we will find out our 2026 USLW national champion. Adam Race, Amy James Turner. I don't know how much more of this my heart can take, Amy. It has just continued throughout this postseason, and it just continues here in the biggest game of this club's history, of both of these clubs' history. It is an honor to be here, of course, but it's tough on the blood pressure.
Yeah, but it's exactly what you want in a final. Both teams giving it absolutely everything, and to be honest, right now I can't call it either way.
We saw in that first half of extra time, perhaps Vermont happier with how it went. They're, of course, riding the momentum of the late equalizer from Louisa Thompson, the gut punch of all gut punches against Salmon Bay. Is there one more moment in regulation, or is it a third shootout at Inter Bay Stadium? And this time for all the marbles, Kaiui. If you look to a player to create something out of nothing for Salmon Bay, it's Ui Kaiui. Foul call as Louisa Thompson received a kick in that scrum. That little extra shoulder afterwards from Mira Hussein is what drew the referee's ire. Another long delivery on the way from Forney. Lehigh Senior. Quality delivery, maybe a touch under hit. Second ball, Isabel Smith. Top of the 6th, top of the balk now. And Morgan Monolili has to chase it down. She's beat to it by Emily Mara. Mara with Barker in front of her. Mara goes down. Referee is not buying it. And it is a corner kick after they talk things over between head referee and assistant referee. Alicia Barker has been stretched out here. She's put in just a incredible shift today. It's what she does week in, week out. She's one of the best center backs in the league. There's another corner. What Vermont need. This time they put it right into the 6-yard box. Salmon Bay get it clear. Does Studebaker have the legs? He's easily beat for pace by Neve Renwick. You talked about it, Amy. Do either of these teams have the legs to push for that possible game-winning goal? And do they have the legs not to commit any big errors? The mental fortitude and physical fortitude. Kaihui, Monolili screaming for it. That's a beautiful ball from Ui Kaihui for Morgan Monolili to run onto in space. Gray's in the middle, as is Caroline Studebaker. Look at Morgan Monolili go to work, one-on-one. Beyond one defender, can't get beyond the second. Alicia Barker, initially, Mara thought she'd beaten her. It's not the case. And the foul, or excuse me, the throw-in after it dribbles beyond both pressing forwards.
Yeah, it's a fine balance, isn't it? It feels like the game could go either way, and it's which team wants to give up something, which team, is going to push on and try and get that goal in at a time.
And of course, you never want to play scared or coach scared in the situation, but this is a tense situation. You don't want to push too far up and give anything away. You certainly don't want to commit a mistake. Our players going to be nervous about not committing a mistake. Heinsohn, sandwiched. Throw in Coho.
Yeah, it's definitely a fine balance.
Monolili tries her luck all the way across. Not troubling Slusser, the backup goalkeeper. Olivia Shippey had to go to the locker room with a dislocated shoulder. She'll be all right, but she does have to miss the rest of this game. The backup keeper, Slusser, her first appearance of the season, and it might go to penalty kicks.
Yeah, and does that change the mentality slightly? I don't think Salmon Bay have tested this goalkeeper since she's come on. She's probably feeling nervous, not expecting to come on the game, and then she's thrown in such a pressurized situation. I don't feel like Salmon Bay have really tested it yet.
She's looked calm so far, but as you said, Amy, hasn't been too much to do. Salmon Bay haven't been able to get past that final defensive hurdle. Monolili can't beat on the quick first step. Defended away by Renda. Renda once again splits two defenders. It's calm build-up play right here from Vermont. Now they finally do test the long ball. Kaya Singh rings and answers the bell. Blocked away, and Barkers have to keep this one in touch. And now finally lets it spin for a throw. And Monolili worm her way out of this one. Does well enough. Vermont recover. Free kick. Five minutes gone. 10 minutes left. It's a substitution for Salmon Bay. You're, of course, perhaps thinking of penalty kicks. It's Jodi Ukekel, the former pro in Australia and the U.S. and Italy, Spain. That's exactly the striker experience you love to have off the bench. It's her first appearance of this postseason. Floated in towards Mara. It might fall for him. Shot doesn't fall, and the offsides flag was up.
That's a let-off there for Salmon Bay. We couldn't see the angle from here, but the lines persons really give us a let-off there with that one, with that decision.
Thompson, once again, who's already hurt Salmon Bay off a set piece.
I think she drifted slightly offside as the ball had been kicked.
Stepping in front and taking it down off the chest. It's DeGroot. Look at Kaya Singh recovering to take it away and feeding Morgan Monolili. Maria Gray. Can't get any space. Kaihui right behind her. Monolili calling for it, as is Ukekel. This will be her first touch in the pink and green if she can get to it, and she does. Jodi Ukekel look to spin back towards the end line, and it is put out for a throw.
It felt like that should have been an opportunity there. Salmon Bay had numbers up. The Vermont back line had all come over to one side. think with a more central ball, I think they could have been a little bit more threatening there.
Kekel trying to get 3. Monolily, trio of green shirts swarming her. Look at Morgan Monolily through the legs and back into the middle. First header is up. Gray trying to get to it. Shank the initial opportunity. Kai Hui can't get to the seconds. Touches in the box for Salmon Bay. Right now looking the more likely to steal it. Hussein's onside. Kai Hui trying to make her services available all the way to the far post over everything. Kekel will recover. Launches one into the middle. Across net. Hussein! Nobody there to receive. It was right in the feet of Chloe Gorman. Hussein looks to the skies, frustrated with herself. And now she looks down to the turf. She knew she had more space than she's perhaps seen all match in the box right there. She gets a pat on the back from Morgan Monolily. There's a brief stoppage for a player in the back line, I believe Elliot Forney, dealing with some cramps in the legs. They played 113 hard-running, long-bursting minutes of soccer. Seven minutes from another shootout, barring some real scenes. Monolily, little party piece from her. Quick first touch, round the defense, service into the middle, far side, Jody Kekel couldn't connect. The subs waiting for the Vermont Green, and right now they need it. They're up against it. The snatch at the shot, bobbled up in an awkward height for Kekel, and maybe wants to take it down on another touch before having the shot. She had a couple yards of space.
I think she had more time probably than she realised. She found herself in a great position there and probably expected to be closed down a little bit quicker than she actually was. But for Salmon Bay, just keep giving the ball to Monolily. She's making things happen. She's got such good feet, lots of little touches. It's really hard to defend against.
Here is Monolily. The sub onto the field is Anna Ganidula, another Boston College Eagle. With 5 minutes plus stoppage time. It'll be the moment of all moments if either of these teams is able to score. It's a ball through the defense that Alicia Barker has to react to, does so, and keeps it in touch, but can't do so for long.
Alicia Barker's put in a great shift, hasn't she? She's been absolutely like a brick wall back there.
If Salmon Bay take this one, Barker's got a shout for player of the match, certainly. Once again, Alicia Barker on the tackle. Renwick blocked away. That one all the way from back in Vermont and almost gets into the parking lot. It's an optimistic first touch of the match from Ganidula.
I think she saw her name in lights there with a winning opportunity.
Hit it with decent pace, but country mile wide of the target. Alicia Barker is up to her feet. I don't know if I've ever seen Alicia Barker come off the field, and I don't think I'm going to see that for the first time today. Selena Milam played this one short out of the back. That's the ethos of this team. Or does she go long? She will go medium distance towards Juju Barker. Studebaker nods it forward in the direction of Amira Hussein. It's off the scoreboard. Jack Nelson, our red hat, out to retrieve. Little contact in the back of Maria Gray. Not enough for a whistle. Throw in Vermont. Last 5 minutes. You got to think a goal here is a winner.
Yeah, you'd think so with that time on the clock. There's I'm not sure if there'll be one more chance in it. Let's wait and see.
Mara topples over Alicia Barker, and there's no call. Mara's all the way through. Barker's still feeling that one. The crowd doesn't know why the whistle wasn't blown. I have to side with them on it, but there's no harm, no foul in the end as Salmon Bay do clear.
Mara has to be careful there doing challenges like that on a yellow card.
Caroline Studebaker got ball. And the ball forward, blocked and off the light pole. It looks bound for penalty kicks right now, Amy.
Yeah, I think the players on both sides have given it absolutely everything they have. You can see as we're looking on now, players bent over, players with cramp. Like, you can't say both teams haven't given it everything, can you?
This is one of the best finals that this league's ever seen. We knew it had the potential to be that. It's delivered on all fronts. There won't be anything left in the tanks. That's a lovely ball forward for Mara. Lays it back for DeGroot. Mara offside. Back line of Salmon Bay knew it.
Seems like a bit of a wasted opportunity there for Vermont Green. They've got themselves up the pitch, they've created an overload out wide, and then, tired legs just stepping a little bit offside too soon.
It's one more change. It's one more striker onto the field. Maya Courtenay, the number 9. She's had some sparse appearances this year for Salmon Bay, and is this perhaps put another striker on in case of a shootout? Here's Courtenay's first touch. Mara. Alicia Barker's been all over her. It's a yellow card.
A few contentious decisions there by the referee, and I don't think the fans in the stadium are happy with that one.
There's a late whistle. You do see some contact on the leg.
It's definitely been a physical game, hasn't it? And both sides really going at it for that winner.
It was always going to be that way. Mara's feeling the results of that tackle.
I mean, she's carried her team at times, hasn't she? She's been that willing runner to get a team up the pitch, to press things. She's drifted out wide, she's played central, and she's definitely not given up.
Tess Barrett was accompanied by Bridget Kennedy. Barrett the right foot option, Kennedy the left. Mona Lilly the lone player of the wall. It's the right foot into the air. Flick header didn't come off, and all the way through, that's a corner kick. Salmon Bay don't agree. They didn't agree with the call that gave the game-tying corner kick at the end of regulation. And now as we strike 120 minutes on the clock, it's defend mode for Salmon Bay. It's time to be a hero for Vermont. It's well delivered. It's all the way across the scrum. Bodies on the ground in the 6-yard box. Play still ongoing. Slide tackle, eject button, out of there. The chase from Ui Kai Hui. They've got runners. It's Courtenay, free on the far side if Kai Hui can find her. Maya Courtenay to win the national championship. Oh, she's put it wide. I can't believe what I've just seen. Maya Courtenay sent the keeper the wrong way. There's still a player down in the opposite box. That's heartbreak. It was one of her first touches off the bench.
Well, that should have been it, shouldn't it, really? I mean, what a run by Ui. She picked the ball up in her own half. And you could see the Vermont players just gave up. They didn't have anything left to track. And then the chance here. Oh, it's heartbreaking, isn't it?
That was the moment. That was the moment. If she'd put it on frame, it would have found the back of the net.
Well, let's just hope she can redeem herself. There's still time in this game. As a player, you replay that so many times in your head. Let's just hope that's not her defining moment as coming on the pitch as a sub in this game.
And the crowd has to recover once again as it's Alicia Barker, who has been down for the last few minutes. Of course, play went on for the counterattack. Barker, she has not taken a penalty kick, so it may be inconsequential if she's out of this game. The players are going to go to their benches. We haven't gotten word on any stoppage time. Barker, I mean, she's left more than everything out there on the pitch. What 120 from Alicia Barker. She's back up to her feet, stone-faced. That's a player that you look to in the hardest moments as a team. She will always be there, and she'll always do her job. Never shaken. She's going to have to make her way to the sideline as the trainers did come out for her. You have to think it's penalties now. That must have been the last look.
Yeah, that's the end of the game there, isn't it? What a moment. What a game. What a game we've witnessed. I'm just so happy I've got to play a part in this game. I mean, it's everything that you want in a final. If you're Salmon Bay in that moment, though, you're heartbroken. But listen, they've done it before. They've won on pens. They'll take that confidence if it does go to that.
It's not over yet. Referee has not blown the whistle on added time. Referee has not started the penalty shootout. And here come the changes for penalty kicks. It's a purely penalty kicks decision here from Malia Arendt. That might be the only time you see Alicia Barker go to the bench ever. Jaylee Reynolds, the Central Washington University striker. You're putting all the strikers you can onto the field, as many players as possible who are confident taking a pen if this goes into the deeper rounds. Here's her first touch of the match. Can't connect a pass to Courtenay. Referee doesn't look like she's going to stop it right here as another intercept. Studebaker. Throw in Vermont. Salmon Bay can't believe it. Mara. It's going to be one last look for Vermont to win it at the very, very death of the game. Reynolds with the tackle. Courtenay there with her. Rolled ahead. We're 5 minutes into stoppage time. That's it. A murmur goes around the crowd for the third time in 2 weeks. Salmon Bay is going to a penalty shootout. The Coho and the Vermont Green spot kicks for everything. We will throw to the studio and be back for the last actions of the 2026 season.
Yeah, Adam and Amy, what a game! I mean, there was an opportunity there, Ryan, in the waning moments of this second extra time period, where Courtenay had one-on-one with the goalkeeper and unable to get it on frame. That would have been the goal deciding game here in this game.
Yeah, I'm still at a loss of words for that one because it happened so fast. Corner kick opportunity for Vermont Green, unable to create anything really out of it. And then you have the break the other way. Courtenay just had the best opportunity. What that reminded me of, though, John, I know it wasn't the exact scenario and the exact solution or the exact answer there, but it was almost like the 2022 World Cup final where Emmy Martinez, right before they went to PK shootout, he makes a save on Kolo Mwani, forces a PK shootout. I know there was no save there by Slusser, but you look at it, that's a golden opportunity for Courtenay to put it on, and now we're back into PKs where Salmon Bay has been quite familiar in this playoff run.
You know, you have to ask yourself, right? It's one of those things where a lot of times a player that has that open look, you know, sometimes there's some overthinking that goes into it. Maybe there's some anxiousness because you're all by yourself. Hey, this is an opportunity, the magnitude of the moment, and sometimes, hey, you just can't get your foot around on the shot. You just can't do what you want to be able to do normally and get it on frame. But the ultimate goal there, you got to find a way to challenge the goalkeeper, and ultimately that didn't happen there. And well, we're gonna send it back now to Adam and Amy, who will take it from here in this penalty shootout, which they are really used to.
I've said this is it a few times in this game. This, well and truly, is it. A penalty shootout. Salmon Bay and the Vermont Green, the Coho, the fans, they got to get behind them one last time. There's 2,096 people in the stadium. There's another 50-odd people in the parking lot watching on for this one. This is one of the biggest games that this city has seen. Certainly the biggest game this city has seen at the grassroots level for a long time, if not ever. Two amazing organizations, two amazing seasons, 120 amazing minutes, and it's the coin flip of penalty kicks. It's a cliche, but it really can feel that way. You don't want it to feel that way, especially if you're Salmon Bay. You've been there 2 times already. Elena Milam has been excellent in the shootout. They've been able to win both of their shootouts. Adam Race, Amy James Turner. Amy, you've been in shootouts before. Try to describe what goes through the head.
I mean, it's just such a cruel way to end a football match. You know, you give in everything you've got in the tank. You're trying to finish it in 120 minutes. And then, just stepping up to take a penalty in a moment like this. You know, it's all about mentality. We know every player on this field can finish from 12 yards out from the penalty spot. But it's over that mental barrier, and it's a cruel end to the game. I didn't want the game to end like this because it can go either way, right? It's just, the calm heads, you just revert back to, I've done this before. I practiced penalties before. Both of these teams would have practiced penalties before this game. And it's just about making your mind up and not changing your mind last minute, sticking with where you normally put it.
Talk about storylines. The goalkeeper for the Vermont Green is Sydney Slusser. She has not played a minute for the Green coming into this ball game. She's been the backup. Number 1, Olivia Shippey, going down to the second half injury. Slusser hasn't had to make a save. She thought she was beaten with the last kick of regulation when Mine Courtenay had a one-on-one that she couldn't put on frame. Elena Milam, she's been the hero on a few occasions. She's saved 3 penalties. Opponents are 6 for 11 against her in shootouts this season. Salmon Bay, they have missed a couple penalties of their own. Lou Barnes missed a penalty in the first shootout. Elena Milam missed a penalty in the first shootout. Rachel Wrights had a penalty saved in the most recent shootout. My guess is that no 3 of those players will be taking a penalty in this one. It is Vermont to shoot first. All 3 of these shootouts, Salmon Bay has conceded the first shot. The idea generally is that you want to shoot first to put the pressure on the shooter of the other team. Neve Renwick. Renwick came onto this game as a substitute. 3 goals, 3 assists in the regular season. She started all but 3 of these playoff games. It's the first time she's come on as a sub. Elena Milam with the sun in her eyes. This crowd has loved watching her in shootouts. She wants to blow the roof off this place one more time. Renwick. Straight down the middle. That's clinical from Neve Renwick. That gets the Vermont Green fans up on their feet. No surprise at all that Ui Kaiui is the player to take. She's converted both of her penalties in both of the shootouts in this postseason, as well as a game-tying late penalty kick in the national semifinal against Slusser. Guy Huey's been as calm as you like, whenever you'd like. They need her again to the Coho. Huey. You bet. Sent Slusser the wrong way and slots it in. Makes either way. It's 1-1. It's Tess Barrett, one of the leading scorers this season for Vermont. 4 goals, 2 assists. She scored in the conference final. She started all 4 of these playoff games. Barrett's pen. It's saved! Elena Marlum again! It just continues for Elena.
And that's a great save. She's gone early there and then had to readjust both hands to get a good, strong hand to it.
Well, how about this? Maya Courtenay had the chance of all chances to win this game in the 123rd minute. What guts from Maya Courtenay to say, put the ball in my hands. I want to take a penalty. I want to make amends. She could put her team ahead. Saved with the foot. Slusser kicks it away. It's a nightmare for Maya Courtenay. And we're still even at 1-1. She tried to roll it down the middle. Slusser didn't move too far. Isabel Smith, one of the more experienced players on this team. She's played her full collegiate career. It's her first appearance in the postseason. To put Vermont back in front. Milam dances in front of her. The crowd gets loud. What a penalty! Rattles off the inside of the woodwork. Isabel Smith, how about that for calm? Unsavable. It's the captain. It's Amira Hussein. She roofed her penalty late on in the shootout against Minnesota Aurora. She's had a breakout scoring season. It's her last kick of the season. Sydney Slusser. Off the bench, she's made 1 save already. Amira puts it away! Pressure back on Vermont. It shifts to the shoulders of Liv Brenda. A star at Dayton University, a star at Vermont, 8 goal contributions this year. She started all 4 for Vermont's first ever postseason run. Again, Vermont keep the pressure on Salmon Bay. And this is a very, very high pressure shot for a player who's played less than 30 minutes all season for Salmon Bay. An unfamiliar face for these fans. Jody Ukekel. If she can't convert, Vermont are a kick away. Ukekel got it beyond the mitts of Slusser. A roar from Jody. It's all she's had to do all season for Salmon Bay, but she'll still be remembered as the player that came through when they needed her. Chloe Gorman, the defender. The oldest player on the roster. 33 years of age. She spent 7 years in the pro ranks. It's exactly the kind of player you want taking in the 5th round. She's got a pro against her, though, in Elena Milam. Another beautifully taken pen. Morgan Monolili needs to score. Slusser can have the moment of her life. Monolili has converted a pen in the postseason. It was the winning pen against Minnesota Aurora. We're going to hear this crowd get as quiet as they have been all night in the build-up to this Morgan Monolili penalty. She scored what she thought would be the winner. She's going to waste no time to take. Morgan, in! A 6th round! It just keeps going! Another substitute. Ganigula, the forward out of Boston College, the transfer from the University of Texas. Milam's made 4 penalty saves this postseason. It's over the top! Take a deep breath. This could be the last kick of the season. I can't believe it. It's Kaya Singh. Singh is the youngest player on the roster. She didn't play for the team during the regular season. For her moment in history. Do not blink. Do not look away for even a moment. You are witnessing one of the great moments in Seattle's soccer history. Kaya Singh, the most unlikely of heroes. Salmon Bay, just 630 days after the birth of a new club, have reached the mountaintop. The flares are flying, limbs are flying, and oh my goodness, what a moment!
My goodness, Ryan, my goodness.
Unbelievable game.
What an unbelievable game. I mean, it was 2 extra time periods, not enough. You then have to go to the 6th kicker, sudden death in penalty shootouts to come away with the victory. And Salmon Bay, they can say here tonight they are the USLW national champions.
Yeah, yes, they can, and obviously the club itself, a reverse of what happened a year ago in the USL 2, Vermont Green versus Ballard FC, and obviously Salmon Bay FC. They get their 3rd penalty kick win in this playoff run. Out of the 4 matches they played, 3 of them happen to be in PKs. That's like their identity, I guess. I guess they want to win.
A 16-year-old Kayla Singh. I mean, talk about a massive moment. You're in front of 2,096 plus fans, plus all those watching around the country right now. And she's able to step up in a big-time moment and finish with a big-time goal and come away here with a national championship for Salmon Bay. And that's their first championship in club history, only their 2nd season in the USLW. My goodness, what a fantastic game. Here's a look at the scoring summary here today. Again, 1-1. We had Morgan Finale there in the 78th minute, right? And then you have Lisa Thompson in the 90th tying it up. A fantastic finish in its own right. And that was all the scoring in this one outside of what we saw in penalties.
Yeah, I want to go back to the Kayla Singh moment there that you mentioned there, 16-year-old. That just speaks well to what the coaching staff believes in her, that they are willing to give the responsibility to step up if they go with extra frame in the shootout to potentially win it all, to go to her. She's only 16 years old, and there's a lot of older players on this team, and they put the 16-year-old in that spot. That takes a lot to even want to take that PK situation, because I think we've seen so many times throughout the history of soccer, whether that is the USL or leagues all around the world, that you also want your PK takers to take these PKs. And Kayla Singh steps up, youngest player, buries it in the back of the net. And I thought, though, as the game went on, we mentioned the goals from Mella Lilly and Louisa Thompson. I thought that once that goal went in for Salmon Bay, that was going to be it, because Vermont Green didn't show a whole lot of life, especially offensively in that second half. Louisa Thompson just falls to her, puts it in the back of the net. It's 1-1. I thought maybe that momentum would swing in favor of Vermont Green and they could go win this thing at 120. It was wrong there again. And Salmon Bay FC, they get the big first ever USLW championship for them.
There's the USLW 2026 most valuable player in Ui Kaiahui. She had a fantastic season in her own right, and she is the most valuable player here of the USLW League Final.
Yeah, she had a great performance. I thought other players might step up, and Hussein, a Lackey, I thought maybe they would step up. They were a little bit quiet for the most part here today, but Kuhui able to step up. She's able to play really well, converted her PK earlier today. So, again, great performance from her. Salmon Bay, though, overall, they're about to get their winners' medals, and you can see all the jubilation from the fans when they get announced, all the jubilation on their faces right there as they're going to get the USLW winners' medal.
A look there now as Milam, she collects her championship medal, and they continue to show the smiles, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what you work for, right? You talk about all the hours. This all starts back. And again, I would imagine on some level, both of these teams are starting to already prepare for next year, because you cram a lot of stuff into a short amount of time. All of these players, so they start to report in middle of May or early May, and it's 2 months. 2 months of just nothing but soccer. Vermont, they are housed on Vermont Green, or is it Vermont University, and that's where they stay, and so they're together all the time. I mean, this is in its own right a professional team playing in a pre-professional environment.
Yeah, I think you're right. You can say that with all the great colleges around and where all these players are playing all over the place. And let's also not forget, when you talked about those players reporting, some of these players could be reporting, as soon as next week to get to their Division I universities to play NCAA soccer upcoming for their upcoming season. Some of these players are going to have to turn around and maybe less than a week to go back to their colleges to go prepare for the upcoming season as well. So a lot of soccer for all these players, and it's very cool to see that, most of these players that just stayed with it. They wanted to play in the USLW final, because sometimes we have seen in the USLW final, the USL2 final, that, some of them will go back and opt to go play for the Division I program and prepare for the upcoming season. But absolute great season from Salmon Bay FC to get their first title. And you look on the other side, though, for Vermont Green FC, a lot to build on as well. But all credit goes to Salmon Bay FC, who is just moments away from trophy lift.
Moments away. Absolutely. That's the save there from Milam, and just an unbelievable game that she had, and an unbelievable postseason as well.
Yeah, great. I mean, the amount of PK shootouts she had to deal with, 3 of them, and I thought maybe that would help Vermont Green FC, knowing that there's more film out there. But some of these PKs were placed really well on both sides, putting it in the upper 90. And there's apparently an oar as well that they carry around as well. Don't know the exact story behind that, but no, it's great to see this Salmon Bay FC side get their first USLW championship.
A great finish right there, and again, it was just a complete battle from the opening whistle to the last whistle.
It's going to go down as one of the best games for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're a purist at heart, do you want to see a lot of goals in a soccer game? I mean,
I would say from the neutral perspective, probably. I would say so.
What a fantastic finish there by Sam.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. That's how great these these PKs were. I mean, if we're talking about goals, I mean, didn't get a chance to see the third place game of the World Cup, but there were 10 goals in that one today. So I wouldn't have, it finished 6-4 in favor of England. So I would say from a neutral perspective, you'd probably say yeah, but as a fan of a team, you probably would just say, as long as you get the victory, that's all that matters.
No question about that. As a look here as the trophy's about to be picked up and handed off, and there it is. The moment of jubilation, right? The excitement that comes with winning your first ever USLW League National Championship. The Salmon Bay FC can sit here tonight and say they are number one in the country.
Yeah, yes, they can. It's going to be a party all night long. They have fought for their right to party here tonight with the victory here tonight. As there it goes again. It's all jubilation, all cheers. It's all booming over there in Salmon Bay FC as they get another trophy again. They deserved it. I mean, it's funny seeing those sometimes with the celebrations, 120 minutes or so. There's some champagne being popped as well, I think.
Don't lose an eye. Don't lose an eye.
Be careful. Be careful. I think you got to shake it up, too. You got to shake it up first.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. Congratulations to Salmon Bay FC. But it's always funny to see, John, in a final like this. They all look super tired after 120 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, right as the trophy celebration, all the adrenaline kicks in and they lift the trophy. But job well done. They're going to drink it out like the Stanley Cup as well. Shout out Salmon Bay FC.
I can't believe it. It's Kaya Singh. Singh is the youngest player on the roster for her moment in history. Do not blink. Do not look away for even a moment. You are witnessing one of the great moments in Seattle soccer history. Kaya Singh, the most unlikely of heroes. Salmon Bay, just 630 days after the birth of a new club, have reached the mountaintop. The flares are flying, limbs are flying, and oh my goodness, what a moment.